A lot of you motherfuckers are jellyfish. No fucking spine. And that's the reason why a lot of you motherfuckers are fat, triple chin, neck bearded, pieces of shit, fucking dorks with no money, and no one fucking respects you. Because you motherfuckers don't stand for nothing. If I stand with fresh, I die with fresh. It is what it is. Okay? It is what it is, you motherfuckers. Oh shit, it's getting shaky. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave. I got 20 fucking real estate properties, so I can tell motherfuckers, fuck you. My net worth is over 6 fucking million. I get money residually. I don't fucking need to do this shit, and I don't need to fucking sell my soul. I stand with my fucking friends, period. Alright? Some of you motherfuckers need to get a fucking spine, you jellyfish SpongeBob in a fucking pineapple house. Piece of shit. It pisses me off how soft all you motherfuckers are, bro. It's ridiculous. You motherfuckers haven't stepped in the gym in 3 weeks trying to tell me how to fucking be lots of my fucking friends. I'm not going anywhere. Alright? I'm tired of you motherfuckers. Leave French. He's really good. He's really good. Well, fuck you. Alright? I don't need to make a fucking cent off this fucking podcast. I'm fine. My real estate will take care of me. Because I knew that if I want to say what the fuck I want to say and not sell my soul, I need to go ahead and get residual income coming in every fucking month so I can sit here and tell you fucking haters, fuck you. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to say what the fuck I want to say. And I'm going to fuck what anybody got to say. I cannot be bought. I have my soul. I have my spine. I have my integrity. I got my 10 toes and my 2 feet. And I fucking stand where the fuck I'm going to stand. And if I die there, I'll die there with a smile on my face. Because I can look in the fucking mirror and be happy with the man that I see. You pussy motherfuckers. You fucking losers that sit there and say, oh, it's getting rocky, man. You should leave.
Set them off. Yeah, I wish with everything in me that I could have dropped the little boozy beat for set this ish off. Set it off, I think, actually. To that. I feel like that will be epic. Is there any mixers people out there? I feel like y'all should drop that boozy beat. I feel like y'all should drop that boozy beat out there and just let it go. These females, FEEEEEEMAIL, these females. Please not. Look. Y'all not gonna tell me he's not going down. Well, let me check my mic. Let me hope. My God, the microphone is working. My thing is, so first and foremost, I need this speech. I need his magnum opus, this speech, to be my cornerstone for the sort of commercials I want to do. So when I go live, I think that I'm just gonna take this, and whenever I need a break or we need to break from a topic or whatever, I feel like I should play this because God, he's not even really mad because he's like angry. He's like rah 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 ah rama rama ma, and then he's like looking around to verify. He expects us. Sorry, this is not an analysis of this beautifully done speech, right? But he wants us to believe that he's so angry and frustrated that he's just releasing it, and all he sees right now is red because he's swallowed up. He is swallowed up by anger. And so he's like really getting engaged and really giving it to us while looking around the corner of his eyes to get affirmation from the room. How are you mad? How is Lace Front going to sit there and pretend like he's mad while looking around for affirmation? just girl, no. But we'll get to we'll get back to this because this is his moment for life. This is his moment for life. Coconut, I know this is a difficult time. I think it would be a difficult time for anyone entering fatherhood. Unplanned fatherhood is not always an easy. It's not always easy, right? And so, something that I've recently come to sort of recite whenever whenever I'm fearful about sort of what is going to happen to me and what I'm going to do, I've joined I've joined an order that like has a litany against fear. And I will invite you, Coconut, and the other man too, Lace Front. Both of you, I know this is a very difficult time for you both, father and uncle. So I'll invite you all to say this with me. Repeat after me. I must not fear. Yeah, you can say it. Just say, I must not fear. Just repeat what I say. I'll do it slowly. So it's, I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Yeah. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. Obliteration. I have an accent, so it's fine. You don't have to pronounce this properly. I will face my fear. Yeah. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. Through. When it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where the fear has gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain. See? Yeah. Now you're better. Now we can move on. It's just, it allows you to release. You know what I mean? This is a very, very difficult, very, very difficult time for you all. So I'm going to give you a break in the intro because we haven't gotten into the video yet. So I'm just going to give y'all a break and then let's look at something randomly that I discovered online, and whew, this just ain't it. So Aoki, this came across my timeline and I don't even want to play it. I am so saddened by this. It feels like modeling is a code word. For someone like Kimura, who was preyed upon by people in the industry to, I don't say allow because this is a grown woman, but 21, I think, I don't even know, dating I'm disgusted in all kinds of ways. And so I'm just gonna bow out of this conversation just generally. I just wanted people to know that I am aware of it. I'm disgusted by it. People are dragging as they should. Some people are saying, get that bag. Ooh. Ooh. So I'm going to leave. I know Russell Simmons cut them off, and they're probably not as financially well off. I just assumed they were extraordinarily wealthy people, which gave them options in terms of who they date and hang around with. So seeing this, it's someone was like, maybe they're in love. Girl, no. No. Let's end that and then get into the mess that is Fresh and Fit and Miss Daisy from China. All right. Someone is not a Harvard educated, period. Just using my milestone. Happy Sunday, Themis. Oh, happy Sunday. You've been here for 30 months. 30 months. That is amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So much. All right. Whew. All right. Where do we want to start? I think we should go back to the text messages. And I don't want to read the text messages all the way through, but I might have to. Um, so, Fresh and Fit, Coconut is one half of Fresh and Fit. They started this podcast online, dragging women and telling women that they deserve less. They actually wrote a book. Lace Front wrote a book about why women deserve less. And so their podcast is described as really, 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 really misogynistic. It is described as degrading to women and a way for incels to congregate and for a moment not realize how bad their actual lives are, and rather sort of look at the women that they dream about being degraded, and that in some ways make them feel good about themselves. Right? This is a descriptor of the show, based on a bunch of articles that came out about the Fresh and Fit show. I don't disagree with this. I must add that Fresh and Fit said that they also do business and finances and real estate. Fitness and finance apparently is a part of their brand. So I have to I have to include that they do misogyny, but also business, finance, and fitness. So it's a trio, right? The holy trinity of degeneracy. All right. You get fit, get money, and then treat women poorly. I'm assuming that's kind of how they do this. All right. So that out of the way, an introduction to who they are. They also teach men about women they deem to be quote unquote 304s, which I was told this means that women who sleep around, or I don't know. And so they treat women poorly. They're saying 304s this, 304 that, stay away from them. We have the secret sauce to tell you how to not get wrapped up because they just want your money. Don't get married because they will divorce you and take half of what you have. They will take alimony from you, even though only 10%, less than 10% of people pay alimony, and women are increasingly starting to pay men alimony after a marriage. A lot of people don't have the resources to be getting alimony, but that aside, they're also talking about how you shouldn't have children with these women. If you have children with these women, they're gonna want to have child support. Women are bad. Women are bad. Here is how you should deal. And there are classes that they teach for thousands of dollars, and seminars that they host, and events that they host where men throw money at them essentially to teach these men, right? For Myron and Coconut, to teach men how to avoid being trapped by these women. So it is wild for this news to come out because of the hypocrisy and how contradictory it is to everything that Fresh and Fit teaches. Not only is it wild because of what they teach, it also undermines their ability, I think, from my perspective. These men don't care, but from my perspective, it undermines their ability to have any authority at all, right? If you're saying you have the secret sauce, you understand women, and you know how to avoid certain kinds of women, and thus men should pay you so they can learn how to not get trapped by women, to be whining and crying online about getting trapped by women is wild. So we have too much to go over for me to just continue with this intro. Note, I will not be here next Friday, and I am in place of Friday. Hopefully I get this video that I'm trying to work on edited before Friday, but I will have a live today, a live on Monday, a live on Tuesday, and a live on Wednesday to make up for the absence on Friday. Now I'm trying to get a video done for Friday, but if I don't, hopefully you all can forgive me because I will be giving you 4 live stream this week instead of 2. So it is what it is. All right. So last month, Walter's let's do Coconut. Coconut girlfriend announced to the world that she was pregnant. She announced to the world that she was pregnant, and Coconut was the father. And before we even go on, she did an interview, and I am only listening to the interview she did with Abba, because Abba premiered it on his channel. And I don't believe this woman for a second. Nothing she says, I believe. I don't believe she was in love. If you were it takes a very specific kind of person to look at Coconut, understand what Coconut represent, and be like, yeah, that's the one for me. I am sorry. No. So yeah, I was in love. I don't care. No. But this is not about her. It is not about whether or not she trapped him or didn't trap him. I don't believe you can trap. So let's do trap. All right. Let's do baby trap, because that's the big conversation. I heard Destiny and Abba debating about this foolishness, and I was sick to my stomach. Let's start there, actually. I'm just going to rearrange all of this because the spirit is moving. And so let's do it. Destiny and Abba, and for those of you who don't have any context, let me just briefly give quick context. Destiny and Abba are friends, and they talk about things that happen on the internet. This is something that is happening on the internet, where a young lady, Daisy, came out and said she is pregnant by one half of Fresh and Fit, and she's trying to keep the baby. News leaked from videos and text message that Coconut, one half of Fresh and Fit, was telling Daisy that she needed to get an abortion. And so the internet is in an uproar because of this, because of the hypocrisy, right? So that being said, hopefully that's enough context, because honestly, I don't want to go through the text messages. Drop a 1 if I should go through the text messages, because I already did that. And I feel like y'all are on board and y'all don't care. Y'all want to new stuff. 1 for go over text message, 2 for girl, we don't care. All right, while y'all do that, here we go. Oh, no, not y'all say 1. All right, because y'all say 1, I have to do it in order. I'm gonna submit. I'm gonna submit. All right, let's do the text messages. All right. It's fine. So, Daisy, at the end of last month, Daisy made a post, right, where she is exposing the conversation she had with the alleged child. Themis, we definitely saying 2. All right, they're coming in later. All right, 2, good. Oh my God, this is so amazing. Thank you, because I literally did want to go read through. I did not want to read to try to decipher what was happening. Cool. All right, so y'all are caught up. There were some text messages leaked. We read the text messages. We are over it. She's saying, "Oh, I'm in love. I had your child. You were doing this, you were doing that with me, and therefore now I'm pregnant and I'm keeping it. My religion is telling me that I cannot abort, and I am a very religious girl. I am that girl in terms of my religion." Not quite sure fully what the religion is or how in depth she was. Someone said she said, and in an interview, she hinted at that she was Buddhist. So apparently she's a devout Buddhist and thus cannot have an abortion. Okay, so here we are now, where Destiny had an interaction with this lady, and Destiny was holding her feet to the fire. And I don't know why Destiny was doing this. Actually, I'm annoyed that Destiny was even in some ways attacking her, but asking some certain kinds of questions because it doesn't actually matter, right? The woman is not going to come out and say, I am a gold digger and I wanted to dig for gold because Coconut was a sucker and so I licked. You know what I mean? Like, no one is going to just come, no one is going to be sympathetic to that. But I don't need to be sympathetic. I don't need to be sympathetic to her at all. I can think of her as the worst person in the world, which I don't because I don't know this woman. So I don't think of her in any meaningful way at all. She's just there in my mind. So, like, don't even think of her. The issue I'm having is with the person who preaches online about how to stay away from women like this and then end up in the very specific situation that he trains people to not end up in. That is wild to me. That is it delegitimize. There's no reason. We didn't need anything to delegitimize Fresh and Fit. Let me be clear on that. However, if people thought they were legitimate in their knowledge of women and how to choose certain kinds of women, then they shouldn't be falling into this trap. And that they did, and I say they because apparently Lacewent is sticking beside Coconut. So they are now in a situation where I think they now realize, everyone, that they're just entertainment and they don't provide any utility at all because they literally can't even stick by their own principle. And we're going to get to a conversation they had about vasectomy to highlight that maybe the great grandfather of the manosphere was right when he was talking about vasectomy. But we'll get to that in a minute. Let's get to the conversation with Abba and Destiny. The conversation with Abba and Destiny was fascinating because we need to define some things.
Some girl he's been dating for like 3 months got pregnant. And they're like broken up, and she's like, you need to take responsibility for this. I'm from China. I'm not going back. I'm staying in the US. You need to take care of me. Rent me an apartment. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. That doesn't sound like baby traps. It sounds like he knocked up a chick, right? And
he did, yeah. But I think that was like her goal the whole time. Like she's 28. She seems pretty sophisticated. She's got like Instagram pictures of her going over the world, spending a couple weeks in Dubai, doing stuff like that.
Hold on, real quick. Are you actually fucking with me? You're not doing this on purpose?
No, I truly do think that she was. I think this was the goal. I
That is not what I'm fucking talking about. I'm talking about how your audio is completely cutting out in Discord, completely for like 2 seconds.
Who wants to come? Who wants to be the babysitter to see if my audio is cutting out or not? Or just here, you know what? You can tell if it's my fault or not.
I mean, we'll find out soon. Who can I trust? Let's see.
The world and stuff.
Okay, did you hear that happen or am I retarded? You can say that didn't happen. Hello?
Hey, London. Yes, I saw. We're going to watch the interview with Abba and Daisy, and we're going to also watch Myron just going off his rockers for no reason. And we're also going to watch Myron and what's his real name? Walter? Lacewent and Coconut did an episode where they brought a divorce lawyer on. Also, someone said it's too fast. Oh my God. I thought, it's going to be real bad if I have to slow these down. Anyway. Initially, I was going to bring up the fact that Florida is not a two-party consent state. I didn't bring that up in my initial review because I did not want to help Fresh and Fit legally, right? It's obviously first recording and then posting. Those are two separate problems. The reason I can play it is because it's now in the public domain, right? But Daisy, recording him and publishing it without his knowledge can be a felony and is a felony in Florida. I am hopeful that she has a rebuttal here, and the rebuttal is going to be something along the lines of, he knew and I told him and I got consent. It could be something as simple as, oh, let me not. Anyway, this is not legal advice, not doing anything, but I've had friends who didn't speak English well record conversation and tell their friends that, hey, I record all my conversations because I am currently in the process of learning English. And therefore, every time we're communicating via phone, I record it to go back and listen so I fully understand what is happening because I don't speak English very well. And that a lot of people who is studying English as a second language does that. So I don't know if that's part of what she does. I don't know why she's so brave. I never I don't know. So in truth is no. Someone said she was in New York when they recorded the call. That would change everything. If she was in New York when she recorded this, then girl, period. Even if she wasn't in New York, I'm pretty sure she gonna claim she was in New York. They're gonna do the geolocation tracking. Oh my god. I don't want to help anyone. Oh my god, this is so annoying. It's funny because as a law student, this would be such a fun, because like the one party consent issue is a fascinating one that's very difficult to get around, right? And so like the harder the issue is, the more fascinating it is from a legal perspective for me as a law student, right? So I'm just gonna I'm just gonna move on because what's gonna happen is I'm gonna say something and y'all are gonna respond, and then I'm gonna try to figure a way around it. And I don't really want to. I'm not about to do this live. So Discord, we can chat. Actually, after we'll chat, and I'll tell you what I think because it leans in the favor of someone that I don't want it to lean into. Sorry, someone sent me something that I need to look up quickly. So Florida is a one-party consent state, right? No, I think Florida is two-party. I'm pretty sure Florida is two-party. Someone just asked. Let me look at these. Yeah, it's a two-party. No, it's a two-party. So, quickly, just a random thing about this. Y'all play too much. So the thing is, I was trying to figure out if one party versus two party consent is strictly like political, but I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Like I don't think that this is like Democrats prefer this and Republicans prefer this, because I've heard both Democrats and Republicans argue for the opposite of each other and the same as each other. Also, Texas is a one-party consent. Alabama, I think, is a one-party consent. And New York, and those aren't, they're not aligned politically, so it's really hard to like consider this. But no, I'm pretty sure Florida is a two-party consent. Yeah, I'm pretty. Now for audio, that's interesting. because I know there's an exception in the Florida statute when it comes to employers. I know that. I do know that employers can record their employees without consent. I'm playing too much right now. I'm gonna move on from this. Florida is a two-party consent state, though, so it's fine. So it is a two-party consent. Like I'm pretty sure of that. Like I'm not even gonna look this up. Cool. All right. Let's hear this debate. You want to know? Drop a 1 if you guys, because I never know if you guys like. None of this is legal advice, but like my legal breakdown. Maybe I can do more of those for like members if people care, because I do actually find it fascinating the one party versus two party consent state and where it for. All right. No, there are exceptions. So, like, if there's a protection of minor, theme is he was recording himself. Wait, what? It was a WhatsApp conversation. The beeps were the end of the clips they were sending each other. No. There was a conversation. There's a full conversation being recorded where she was recording him. No. No, all right, let's get to the mess. There are exceptions to one party consent in certain states, such as to protect minors, right? Now, whether or not, I feel like there's an interesting legal issue here, right? So, if in fact, and I have to go through the statute for this, right? It is a one party consent state. There are some exceptions. I am pretty sure of that. I'm pretty sure, but I haven't looked at the Florida statute because I don't work in Florida. I am born in New York, really. So, like, it's not an issue. Like, we don't have to get into the grains on this. However, usually there are exceptions around protection of child or children, right? So, in Florida, both parties, from my understanding, has to consent to being recorded. Again, there's the employer-employee exception, and I'm pretty sure there's also an exception for the protection of minors. Who is defined as a minor should be looked into insofar as we've just had the overturning of Roe v. Wade, right? And the abortion cases, and there are questions around who and what should be protected. And there's this very specific question she asked, which I think was her attempting to goad him, where she said, "What are you going to do to me?" And the question about whether or not she feared for her life and the life of her child was what ignite the recording. I think would be an interesting. All right, I'm done. All right, I'm playing too much. I'm literally. Girl, if she's afraid, she can get a really. She can get a really good lawyer. Ain't nobody got time for this. She was setting him up when she asked him more than once, "What are you going to do to me?" No, she might have been very afraid for her life, which is what prompted her to record the call. All right, so let's get into this debate with Destiny.
Man.
I thought I could count on this guy, and he's fucking trolling too. How is it dual trolls?
I don't. Not me.
It is you.
Dustin, you can hear me, right?
Oh, I can now, yeah. But it's pretty quiet, but.
Gotcha.
All right, listen. You're here and you're in the zone, right, Abba? Yeah.
Yes, I'm here.
You can hear him. All right. One more time. Listen, Abba. I want you. We're hearing if his mic cuts out or not. It could be my shit. I don't think it is. Okay. So he fucked a chick and she got pregnant. Why is that a problem? More than normal.
I don't understand. I mean, they don't want the kid. What are you asking? In
Both of them don't want it?
I don't think she gives a fuck much about it.
That is the problem. Destiny opens up in really bad faith. Destiny opens up in really bad faith. This is going to be annoying for all the people who don't like me pausing, because it's going to pause. How are you going to sit there and say, the question is, how is it a problem that this is happening? Like, she's keeping the child. He's going to respond, oh, because none of them want it. She very clearly stated that she wanted. Now, you can question her reason for, by the way, I don't know if this woman is pregnant. It could be very true that she's pregnant. It could also be the fact that she's not pregnant and she's just causing all this chaos. Now, she showed a bunch of receipts, but receipts might not do what they used to in the new age of PDF editing and printing and AI. So just putting that out there. Like, it's not like I fully believe her or I fully don't believe her. However, to start the conversation off the way that Destiny does feels very inappropriate. To say, oh, this is a problem because none of them want the child. No. He doesn't want the child. She wants her baby. Now, whether or not she wants it because she's in love with the child, in love with him, believes in her religion, or wants money and cloud, we don't know. We don't know why she wants the child, but we do know she wants the child. What reason is good to wanting a child? You don't know. I don't know. Is it because of your religion that you should want it? Should you want the child because God said you should have it and this is the moment for life? Do you want it because the man who impregnates you is rich and this is your ticket to money? Who knows? We don't know, but it doesn't matter. That wasn't the question. Fresh and Fit seem like the type who would be Ray Caruth apologists. They've said and supported crazier things in the past. You've been a member for 33 months. I'm going to keep this up. They'll support whatever. So I usually like Destiny's take. So it's fascinating to find myself on the opposite end of him now.
It seems like she just wants his money, and he definitely doesn't want it, so.
Okay.
No, what happened was this goofball promised her the world. And then after things fell apart, she ended up finding out she was pregnant by him. And I think now there's just a lot going on. But to me, this is not baby trapping. I don't think it's baby trapping. When you promise someone you want to be with them, you want to have kids with them, et cetera, you introduce them to your parents and all this stuff, and you're nutting in them raw. That's not baby trapping. I'm sorry.
Well, she's also getting nutted in raw by a guy that she's known for 3 or 4 months.
Oh, she's an idiot. Absolutely. That's not baby.
Yeah, but the reason why I consider it baby trapping is because it seems like everything is kind of flowing according to plan for her, and the priorities right now are exclusively financial, even to the detriment of the child.
That is a wild statement. How can you prove that the priorities for her are only financial? That doesn't make any sense. That literally, I have never seen Destiny just like make these. To be fair, I don't like watch all his content, so but he's just like making statements right now without anything to support it. All right. Baby trapping is described as a situation where a person deliberately gets themselves or their partner pregnant, so the partner is less likely to leave the relationship. We can all agree that this definition does not work. It does not work. They're not talking about being in a relationship or staying in a relationship. However, what I think we're talking about when we're talking about baby trapping in this situation is her having a child to have access to his money, right? The issue is the word trap. The issue is the word trap. A trap is a situation in which people lie or they are hiding in wait to make a surprise attack, right? There is nothing surprising. There is no trickery in how children are created, right? Drake, there was a story about Drake who put hot sauce in a condom after he used it because the woman wanted to take that and then impregnate herself, I guess. That would be baby trapping, right? Where you're tricking someone into impregnating you. Like that would be more along the line of baby trapping. For you to be engaging in intercourse unprotected, knowing how babies are created, she's not pregnant, she decides I'm going to keep it for whatever reason, she's going to keep it. That don't make no sense. She didn't trap you. I would actually go as far as to say, even if she lied to you and said, I will abort, I will take a medication, I am on medication. It is not trap. You know how a child is created. A trap is something that is hidden from you and then you're tricked into it. There is no trickery here when you decide, unless you are saying, I don't know how babies are created and she lied to me. But then I would employ the reasonable person standard about what is reasonable for you to know at the time when you engaged in this way. It is impossible to sit up there talking about she baby trapped him. What do you mean? Unless you don't know how babies are created, there's no baby trapping. I watched Destiny talking to the lady before. It doesn't really make sense. I believe Destiny is correct in that she probably is prioritizing money. I think she never loved him, but I can't speak to that. I can only look at the situation in what is provided, and she has not confessed to using him. However, if you're asking me for my personal opinion on the situation, I'll give it to you. I believe she knew who he was, probably saw him as an easy target to extract money from. And so she engaged and they dated, and she was just getting what she wanted out of him. I think that's what happened. Now, can she say she loved him? Sure, I don't know, right? However, I don't believe she was like, oh my God, I'm so in love with this person. He's so sweet, smart, and kind and beautiful. I don't believe that. That lady, Daisy, is not about to sit here and convince me that she took one look at Coconut and decide this is the best, kindest, sweetest, most handsome gentleman in this club. And so, and I heard how they met and how she was like, oh, everyone usually come approach me and he didn't approach me. And I thought it was, I don't care. I don't believe I don't believe anything none of these people are saying. Let's be clear. And I'm not about to sit here and explain to y'all why I don't believe she took one look at him and decided he was the one. You're not about to convince me. So will I agree that she might want money? Sure. But she didn't trap him. He is a grown man with full agency who engaged repeatedly based on both of their confirmation, and he didn't deny this, in a way that would create a child. So to sit up there and be whining and crying about, oh my God, I got trapped, is ridiculous. You didn't get trapped. Ain't no trapping. You weren't trapped. Nobody got trapped. Nothing was trapped. There was not a beer trap. There was not a rat trap. Nothing was set up for you. Unless you said she extracted fluid and let me not do that. Unless it was done on her own, then no, you weren't trapped. What do you mean? You knew what would happen. You literally knew what happens when you engage this way and now she's pregnant because she's deciding, I am going to keep the child. you are now mad that she's baby trapping him. There's no baby trapping. You weren't trapped. You willingly participated. What do you mean? You willingly and repeatedly participated in this behavior, knowing what could result from said behavior. Then you're saying, oh, abort after she's pregnant, and then talking about, oh no, she's baby trapping me. Delusional at its best. Absolutely not. Walter, your lunch is again, Niani. I think that's how you pronounce your name. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. Thank you so much. If anything, he trapped himself. He trapped himself. Like, what do you think was the result? Also, the fact that you're going around doing this without care is ridiculous to me. Like, y'all need to be getting tested repeatedly. To be fair, that is an assumption. I am assuming these men who do this get tested. But if you're reckless enough to do it and not realize you could impregnate someone that way, then I also don't think you are getting tested. So, all right. Let's continue with the debate. I've already given all my opinion on the debate based on the questions you all are asking in the comments, but we'll struggle through them. This might mean I don't pause it as much.
Which feels kind of
sure,
like
but that's
him.
not flowing according to the plan. It sounds like this guy was making plans to like be with this girl forever. From everything he was saying, he introduced her to his family in Barbados and took her all the way out there. Like, that doesn't sound like baby trapping. That sounds like you're literally trying to be with somebody.
I think it's fine. He probably liked her. That seems to be pretty obvious. I agree with that.
That's a little bit more than like. You introduce them to your parents, and you guys are out here talking about having babies and private messages and all that stuff. That's a little bit more than just like.
I think it would depend. I'd have to see interactions like that. Like, I've had random people meet my family just because we've been in the area. They've happened to be there.
Again, Destiny, this is bad faith. You're not responding to what Abba is saying. Abba literally just said he took her to Barbados to see his family. To sit up there and say, oh, I've had random people met my parents because we just so happen to be in the area where my parents were is nasty work. Like, did you not hear anything this man just said? He said he took her to Barbados to meet his family. Oh, hey, Sid. Oh, wait. Sister Talk. Yes, that has to be Sin. It's not possible for a woman to baby trap a man when he has to impregnate her for there to even be. Yeah, like that don't make no sense. I think it is possible to baby trap. I think it is possible. I think if you can collect the specimen in time and you inject it in yourself, right? Like I feel like for you to baby trap, you have to go out, all the way out of your way to do that. You have to go all out of your way to do that. But in the regular course of business without protection, absolutely not. You are completely correct on that, Sin. Let me know if you're busy, by the way, because I don't like being up here by myself anymore. Look, tell Drake that. Go tell Drake that. So I don't like that Destiny is not fully engaging with what is being said. I think Destiny is saying she knows what she's doing. She never loved him. She just wanted to use him. All of that can be true. All of that can be true. I can tell Timus doesn't want to be up there. I don't. Because some of the things we're talking about, like, I get very uncomfortable. I still have that the British stiff upper lip and like polite conversation approach to talking. So certain things is just really difficult for me to talk about. Money being one of them, and apparently sex being another.
But it's not like a romantic getaway. So if his parents live in Barbados or whatever, and he's like fucking this chick sometimes, like, oh, you should come down. It's just like, that's like happening.
Abba, did you just hear his voice cut out a little bit or not?
No, I didn't.
Fuck. I'm restarting my computer.
I think that's a bit generous of a read. To me, what
I agree with you that it's a little bit generous of a read. I agree with you. It's generous towards Fresh. The only reason why I'm leaning in that direction is because she started leaking a ton of shit, and she didn't leak anything that showed a strong indication that he was like, oh, we're gonna have children, and I want to be with you.
Also, welcome, Sin. Big hug, hug, hug. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to everyone here. Not sure if I did the welcomes in the beginning, but welcome, everyone.
You forever and blah blah blah, which I think is a little bit weird.
Okay, yeah, actually, you know what? Dan's right. You are cutting out.
What, am I getting trolled?
No, I'm actually 100% serious. You're actually cutting out. Like, I think you might have voice activation.
Yeah, I do. So that's what I would change. I'll check it. Hold on.
Yeah. Voice activation sometimes has like a release timer on when you speak. So yeah.
Oh, automatically determine inputs. This cuck shit. Oh, sorry, because I reinstalled this. Okay, testing 1 2 test. Okay, hold on.
It works really well.
Yeah, okay, I got it. Dan just restarted his shit. You just sent him to the ethers for nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the main thing for me is it doesn't sound like this is the kind of situation where someone's just trying to get a baby by somebody and like be a baby mom. Just based off of all of his behavior, it would indicate to me that these two were just kind of goofballs who promised each other a lot and had a lot of pillow talk and all this other shit. And then now that shit hits the fan, there's a huge fallout with somebody you just don't know really well.
I mean, both could be true, right?
Baby prepping, I think of like this is a targeted process.
No, Chica. I don't, in the way that I don't let Destiny drag FD, because I think FD is actually smart. I think he's wrong on a lot of things, but I think he's smart. I also think Destiny is smart. Yeah, play too much.
You're asking the person to nut inside you so you can have a kid real quick, and it's going very fast. That's not what this is. I don't know. When you're meaning parents and family, to me, that's outside of baby trapping. Like, well, why would you introduce somebody to your parents and to your whole entire family?
Well, I mean, I already said it. Like I said.
All right. I don't know what Abba is doing. I think Abba is creating a sort of foundation for his conclusion. Like, you can love someone, want to marry them, and be with them without wanting to have a child. You can show them around your family, trick them into thinking you're in love or whatever without wanting a child. So, like, I feel like that we should stick to the baby trapping conversation. Like, we need to stick to the baby trapping. Ain't no baby trapping. Y'all need to define baby trapping, and then y'all realize absolutely not. She definitely did not trap him. He trapped himself. He wanted this. And you're not going to convince me someone who is doing this without protection didn't want a child. You're not going to convince me. So you just want to do that without protection and then tell her to go take a medication or get an abortion or whatever, and she should put her body through all of that so that you don't have to take responsibility. No, that's her. And this is why I don't get involved in the abortion conversation, like, in any meaningful way. And if I am ever in it, I'm going to always be pro until something else happens. Because the person with a parasite, the person with a child growing in them, I feel like it's going through physical, psychological, and if you believe in God, spiritual changes. And it is wild for you who is outside of them, not experiencing this, to tell them what they should do with their bodies, to like put this through trauma, either to carry the child, right? Because that's itself traumatic, or to abort the child, which is also traumatic, right? I feel like that is such a personal and individualized decision, even when you're married, right? It feels like that person who is going to carry the child, the woman carrying the child, they need to know, am I going to let this thing live off of my body and like drain me, literally, physically drain the energy from my body? For some people, carrying a life like this is going to be very destructive to their own. A lot of people don't make it, right? I don't think we should decide if we should force women into carrying or removing the fetus. Like, I don't think that's right. Ain't nobody got time for that. And no. So I don't feel like it's my place or any man's place, really. But I also don't think it's like women's place to tell a woman who is pregnant what to do with that pregnancy. You can guide, you can give your advice, but telling people what to do with their bodies is nasty work.
it depends on the situation, but that introduction I think happened literally within a month after they'd known each other. It sounds like they were just going to Barbados, and that's where his parents and family happened to live, so they were just hanging out.
Destiny calling it Barbados. Destiny calling the country Barbados is nasty work. Barbados. A period. Sorry. Let's continue. I probably should call coconut Barbados from now on. Oh, it's not a slip. I'm intentionally saying power and then pausing and then saying fetus or child or whatever. I'm intentionally doing that. That's not a slip. I'm intentionally doing that. Men are out here talking about how they create life and why men don't. But as soon as a pregnancy happened, they scream, she got pregnant on purpose. She trapped me. How is that possible? How is it? Right, how are you going to give life? How you going to give life? How you going to give life talking about you were trapped? You were there giving life. You were there giving her life. You literally gave her the life to carry. If you believe you give life, how you go? I am fully with you. But let me message you. Check your messages. If you have something to say, that is. Because period. Thank you, son. Demas, didn't you just say Destiny is smart? I do think he's smart. I think smart people can have terrible takes. I think smart people can be caught up in their emotion. I think this also happened, this live stream and interaction with Abba happened after he interacted with Daisy. And I can tell you, Daisy would not want me to interview her. Like, I can tell you that, because it's really frustrating to see someone sitting in front of you lying. And I do believe, Destiny believe, Daisy's lying. And she, in my opinion, I don't know this, but I also believe she's lying about her falling in love and caring for him and loving. Ain't nobody got time for that. You know why you were there. I don't know if this is true, but in my mind, you know why you were. It's just difficult for me. Like, he is probably one of the worst people in like the online black space or online space, right? And the kind of degeneracy that comes from Fresh and Fit aimed at women. I'm not blaming all women, right, for engaging with them, but for you as a woman to decide this is the man I want to be with, it says something about you. It does. It has to. Like, I cannot ignore, I think, a woman's responsibility in choosing to date someone like Fresh and Fit, right? Like, I can't. So I don't believe that she fell in love. I believe she saw soccer and she licked, in the words of Sinchi. Yeah, I actually really like. I love that way of expressing certain kinds of engagement. You saw soccer and you licked.
I mean, he invited her. You could have chosen anywhere else to go.
Why maybe that was a girl he was with at that point in time.
So, okay, hold on. Let me make sure I understand.
Mm-hmm.
You're banging a girl. You guys are talking about relationship shit and then talking about being with each other potentially forever.
I don't know if that happened. I don't know if I believe in that.
Okay. So
I think if the...
Sorry, I have to cut it again, because why does Abba do this? You have a winning argument. You don't have to build anything. He intentionally engaged without protection. Thus, he knows what could happen. To say she tricked him or she's trapping him with a child is ridiculous, because she literally and he did this without protection. Both of them were involved. Both of them are to be blamed. So she couldn't have trapped him. You know what you were doing, unless you didn't. Because he was... Abba was the one, not Abba, sorry. Coconut was the one. Coconut was the one talking about 2 + 2 is 4, right? This is from Abba and Preach. I watched their previous video. And Coconut was like, who decided that 2 + 2 is 4, like a mathematical principle. And no, he didn't say, Coconut didn't ask, who discovered that 1 + 1 is 2? Who figured that out? No, he said, who decided? Girl, girl, the way I fell on the floor, I was watching Abba and Preach, and I have to say I do watch Abba and Preach quite a lot, and I don't agree with them a lot of the time. But when I saw this video of Coconut questioning, thinking that he's doing something like, who decided? Unless you expect me to say God or the universe, I don't know what to tell you.
I think if those logs were leaked, I would start to change my feelings significantly more on it. If they were having like serious conversations about like a future relationship and stuff, for sure. But the way that she made it sound and the one that she did leak just kind of made it seem like jokey, a couple stuff. Like a picture like, oh, this is how our kids are gonna look. And he's like, LOL, yeah, or whatever. Like I don't consider that like serious future
The
relationship.
problem for me is like I don't think Fresh is credible at all in this situation because he's lied about the fact that he spent like thousands and tens of thousands of dollars on jewelry for her. He's lied about because he said he never pays for anything, so that's just how he is. And it just seems like everything that he says publicly is just not true. And everything I see from Fresh is a scammer. He seems like somebody who just says anything he has to get where he needs to go. So it just doesn't strike me as really surprised that what she's saying would be true. Out of the two of them, the one with the bad track record in regards to being honest and truthfulness is Fresh, at least publicly speaking.
I agree with that. I agree with everything you're saying there, but I don't need
how you're like some kind of player or all this other shit. Okay, I know how to manage women, but you decide to introduce a woman to your parents and your family, which in Black families is a really big deal. I don't know how it is for you guys, but like I know you just don't bring somebody to a Caribbean family if they're just some jump off. So that's a serious thing that you're introducing to them into your family.
It's everything you're saying is.
I don't understand why Abba is reverting to Black and family. I don't care the race of the man. I don't care the race of the woman. As soon as you engage on like without protection, you gave up the right. You've consented to having a child. Like there's no trap. You can't be like, it's a game to you then if you're like, oh, I'm consenting to playing this game, but now you're gonna complain and whine that you got trapped. You consent. Like anybody. I don't know why Abba is doing all this build-up. I can understand it, though. I can understand him wanting to paint this lady in a good light. You don't got to paint her in a good light. It don't matter. What she thought, I don't care. Even if she was like, I'm going to get this man's money, and I'm going to have this man's child just so I can get his money. You have to consent. There was no trickery. There's no trickery there. Annoying.
Possible. I'm not saying is impossible, but I'm not relying on anything that Fresh is saying. I'm just looking at how she's recounting everything and like what she's posted.
I'm not saying it's possible.
Hey, are you back?
I am back. How are you?
I'm doing what? Are you low or is it me? Can you talk
It might be
again?
low. Let me check my audio. Hold on.
All right, while you do that, let me play this.
Okay.
I'm just saying it's probable, just based off of tracker. That's my thing. But,
yeah, if I had no other information, I'd believe you. But like all of her behavior has been like insanely fucking sketch. She's not like a 21-year-old dipshit. This is like a 28-year-old
sketch. What's been sketch?
The fact that first of all, the fact that you would be this serious about a guy like 3 months into dating, you've met his mom 1 month into dating, and you see this guy does a show where he talks about fucking girls all the time and all of this. So we're already kind of, but she could just be dumb or naive, maybe. However, the fact that she's like traveled the world, been flown out to Dubai and all these other places. She was like a professional bodybuilder and is like international. It seems to be, I wouldn't assume this person would be naive. I'm sure a lot of people have tried to proposition her, other things. The fact that she like as soon.
Okay,
all right, they said it's me. They said it was me. So I'm going to play this and leave you, and then I'm going to leave and come back.
Okay. Hey, everybody.
As soon as the pregnancy stuff came back, she already had her gears going in terms of like she contacted a lawyer. She started messaging him and calling and recording him, asking him if he was going to take responsibility. The fact that when she went into
How's it going? Oh, thank you. It's my vacation hair. Hey, 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 hey. They are in Florida. And I fully believe if he took her to Barbados to meet his family, I wish he would stop lying. Because he probably told her whatever she wanted to hear just to get in her pants. Personally, this is just my opinion. I feel like she's an employee and he needs to pay for that maternity leave. He needs to give her an employee package with the benefits, cover the medical. Because I didn't, I have said it before. These women are contracted with them, and that is part of her employee package. So he needs to fulfill his obligation as the the manager.
I disagree. I think she was very in love, and she she found the man of her dreams. She took one look at him, and she was like,
No,
"This
sir.
is the most beautiful, amazing man."
There, I refuse to believe somebody looked at him and said, "You know what? Love at first sight," except for his mama.
I believe she looked at him and she was like, "That is my king." Black men will introduce several women that they are seeing to their mother and other family members. I agree. No, I don't. I think some people will do that, but I think when you're flying someone out, it means something very different. Like when you're flying them to the country of origin to meet your family. But none of that matters. None of this matters. The question is, did she trap him? For you to be trapped, like it's not like, oh, you didn't know
No,
this was going to happen. Like you didn't engage in this intentionally, right? Like you knew
right.
what you were doing, you consented to doing it. So like why people out here now talking about you were trapped? Oh my God, she trapped this poor little boy. How old is this man? Wasn't he like in a whole marriage
Mhm.
before? Cause ain't nobody got time for y'all to be out here talking about, oh, he was trapped. He was no trap. There was no trap. There was none. You knew what you were doing. You
Are you
did
talking
what
about
you did.
Destiny or Coconut?
Coconut know
Destiny,
what
who was
he's
in a
doing, and
marriage
Destiny.
before,
No, I mean
was
Coconut was
Coconut in
in
a
a
marriage
marriage.
before?
I read somewhere that he was in a
Really?
marriage before. Y'all can correct me
Okay.
if I'm wrong, but I heard he was in a marriage before. So in one of his interview,
Mm.
he said it. Now, was he speaking hypothetically? I don't know, but he definitely confirmed he was married. He said he was married before, and if he
Mm.
was speaking, I heard that. So I'm not saying allegedly, because from his
Mm.
own mouth he said that. So if
He
he
said it.
says, "Oh, that's defamation," first it's not defamation because being married is not defaming, but also you said it; it came from your own mouth.
And while I do not believe he is very smart, there's no way that he doesn't understand how babies are created. Like that is just
Yeah.
idiotic to act like you didn't think that would happen. The fact that he said it on the recording, I didn't think you would get pregnant. Like,
No, like I'm not. That's why the whole he was trapped doesn't work for me because you're on the phone talking
absolutely
about
not.
you did this repeatedly, and then you're like, oh, I don't know why I didn't think you would get pregnant. Okay, so you dumb, you dumb.
Dumb dumb.
A lot of money for people in these circles. That's like very normal shit. In Miami, how many dudes do you think are paying for a girl's apartment because they live in town and they get to fuck them whenever they want? Like, obviously, if you're going to transplant your life, it's not abnormal for people in these kind of spaces to expect that. Everything else you described just sounds like somebody who's like really upset by the fact that they got abandoned by somebody that they thought they were going to actually be with, and it turns out this dude's just fucking everyone else. That doesn't strike me as somebody who's out here baby trapping. That just sounds like
She literally said she knows what men are like and she's okay with a one-sided open relationship and all that. And
but hold up, you're the one who says you don't really believe that shit's common. And I've always told you there's a lot of people who live that lifestyle. You just don't believe it's real. But she was one of those women.
well, clearly she wasn't because she got super ass mad at the end when she was like, "You've been fucking 4 other women. Like, I hope you got enough child support money for all of us."
No. It wasn't that. It's that he was nutting inside of them raw, which she took as it's special with me.
I don't understand why Destiny is intentionally going out of his way to misunderstand or like misrepresent. Like it almost feels like he is stuck on like a very specific narrative, which is fine
I feel, I
if you're
feel like
gonna
he's
challenge it.
projecting because he didn't had a whole bunch of issues in his own relationships.
I'm not gonna do that. I don't know that for I've had I don't know. maybe. I just don't want to. I don't want to do that because like it is saying that he cannot separate his personal from the sort of professional response that he's giving. And so while this is
Mm.
true and it might be triggering for him and I don't know, yeah, triggering for him. I
Mhm.
don't think that it feels like Destiny always find himself on the opposite side of the consensus and then figure a way to argue from that perspective.
Like he just wants to be contrarian, which I mean, I know he's known for that. But yeah.
Yeah, no, someone I'm not seeing if you're extending too much. It's not grace. I do actually find him. Someone said Destiny is a grifter. I don't get that. He and I disagree on certain things like his ability to use the N-word. But like I don't think he's a dumb. So
Right.
to see him misrepresent, because this is not even good argumentation, which he likes, right? Like something he leans into. He's a debater, and that requires you to analyze what is being presented to you and respond to specifically what is being presented to you. And he's not responding at all. He's just like making claims, attacking
Mhm.
something that no one said. I don't know.
Yeah.
It feels very unlike him. So maybe it is from an emotional place. I don't know, but it's wild to see here. Yeah.
That's what it seems like based on just what's happened recently with him and his history. Just my opinion. Y'all are
But
wilding in the chat though.
that's the issue. She didn't care that he was fucking other people. She's upset. She's nutting in a bunch of other people and putting them through what she's going through.
No, she's upset because she's worried that if he's got to split child support between too many people, she's not gonna get her full bag. Her saying that like, oh, I've got to stay in the U.S. and I can't work for 9 months, so I hope he accepts responsibility to take care of me. Why does she have to stay in the U.S. for 9 months? After she just say she has.
That was an ad hominem attack towards her about like why she was upset because you don't know. Yeah, this is wild. Like maybe Destiny and Fresh and Fit are friends, right? They
You know what? I don't know. Are they?
I mean, they've worked together multiple times because this is like, it feels like a reach for him. Like it is like a far
Is
reach.
he
It's not
caping?
even, huh?
He is caping for them. So he's caping
Yeah,
for them.
yeah. This sounds dumb, and it's like he. All right, let's continue.
No friends or family. Why wouldn't you go back to China?
Because she wants this guy to pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Her baby's daddy's rich. Why wouldn't she ask for money for that?
Yeah, that's okay. Well, I don't. Maybe we just have different definitions of what baby trapping and stuff means. I guess.
That's not baby trapping. Like, listen, if you get somebody pregnant, and they don't believe in abortion, or that's not something they're really into. Okay, who knows what kind of conversation they had? Now, I would change my mind if they talked about abortion before.
Sure.
But
and I changed my mind if they both seriously had conversation about kids. If like Fresh was like, yeah, I think if we had kids, like I'm open to it, blah blah blah. Yeah, I'd be like, okay, yeah, sure, he fucked himself super hard.
yeah, okay. I think we do have different definitions of baby trapping.
But I think that I feel like she's like everything is just so intentional.
Why do they submit to Destiny? I don't understand this. I don't get this. Because Abba is righteous and also right. And he knows it. And he is willing to fight for it. But in the face of Destiny, he's like backing down. Like he's not, it's almost like he's attempting to debate without officially debating. So like he doesn't lose to his friend or like he respects him too much or pedestalizes him too much. So he doesn't fully engages in the disagreement. And that's so perplexing to like if I disagree with you, drag me and prove that I am wrong. But if I think you're wrong, we're gonna go at it. Like Abba is backing out, and I don't understand why. He does not strike me. If people say he's submissive, he doesn't like Abba doesn't strike me as someone who is like afraid of Destiny. So it's like, just lean into it, girl. Like, fight for what you believe in. Like, you're not dumb. Like, I don't like this. Like, where are you backing away?
That's how they present themselves on this channel typically. I don't think I've ever seen any of the clips where they don't act submissive to him. He's a dom.
Girl. Y'all are definitely going in timeout for this. It's okay, Stevens. We can say Abba is allowing himself to get so wallowed out. It's not bro code. It's not bro. Because in defense of Abba, he is fighting back, but he's doing so in such a non-confrontational, agreeable. I don't want to disrespect you, and I don't want to challenge you, and I don't want to even speak against you way that it makes it very, like, it's almost like he's agreeing with Destiny, but he's not. He's very overtly, oh, we just have different definition. No, what is your definition? What is your definition of trapping? And let me tell you mine, so we can get this thing going. Like, anybody got time for, oh, let's just agree to disagree? What do you mean? No, let's not agree to disagree. You said it's trapping, baby trapping. I say it's not baby trapping. So, girl, what's your definition of trapping? Because there is a definition we can look to. Daisy said, no, backseas, it's hers now. She is not accepting payments in mango. Yeah, I've been trying to look away from the chat because y'all are wilding. Thank you all for being here on this good Sunday.
Like, she's moving with like so much purpose and everything, and like the scripting of the call, the leaking of everything 4 days after finding out you're pregnant, the fixation on when she was on Just Feel Stream and they asked her about it, she's like, oh well, I know in the United States the man has to pay for child support if I'm still here in the United States. I was like, why would you even, what? The fact that she doesn't want it to be a part of their kid's life, even if he said he would like turn his shit around completely, it just seems like, yeah, she was just looking for her meal ticket and she got it. She got her baby.
Okay. I think my theory that I would probably go with is like these two promised each other.
No, these two didn't make any promise to each other. I don't know what Abba is doing. I don't want to hear it. I mean, we're going to hear it, but I don't want to hear it. She wanted a green card, she wanted a baby, and she wanted a man with money. That's fine. How did she trap him? Where is the trap? Where's the trap, girl? Where is the trap? That's the question.
Well, if we go according to Akon's logic, it's not a trap because men create the baby. Men create. That's what Akon said. That's what their leader said. So it's not a trap.
The issue that I have fundamentally with this is Abba is missing the point of the debate or the conversation happening. Destiny is dead wrong, and Abba is correct. He is correct, and he summarized it. And I feel like Abba thinks, because he already made the statement in the beginning, let's call it his intro, that he does not have to defend it any further, right? And he's now backing out of standing on business. He's now backing out of this debate because he does not want to engage. And I don't know if it is because he doesn't know how to, or if he just want to let it go. Because it don't seem like he want to let it go. You jumped up on the stream where Destiny is talking to explain to Destiny how he's wrong. Do it. Do it. Like, it does not matter if she wanted all her man and money and all of that. We're talking about trapping someone. It is not a trap if a woman comes over and say, I need money, I want a man with money, and I will get that money even if I need to do it through a child, right? That is a plan. She goes and she gets the man and they engage in this way. It is wild to then say, the man didn't use protection, and because she wanted a man with money and he didn't use protection, and now she's pregnant and might have access to his money, that he trapped her. Where is his responsibility? That is not a trap. You know, if men did not know how women get pregnant, then sure, it's a trap because you did something you didn't know about, and she knew, and she used it against you to trick you into this. There was no trickery. You did this repeatedly, knowing it could cause a pregnancy. Unless Destiny's argument is, now that she's pregnant, because he doesn't want the child, she should abort it because she knew she wanted a child to get his money before she even slept with him. And if she doesn't abort because he wanted an abortion, then she's only doing it for the money, and thus she trapped him. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. That's not a trap.
Also with him saying that he doesn't want children, like he just doesn't want children, why hasn't he gotten a vasectomy?
Yeah, well, that's how I started with the great grand wizard of the manosphere saying the men should get vasectomies.
If you don't want children, then take those measures
Period.
since you give
Oh,
life.
oh my God, we have a meeting in like let's try.
A lot, and Fresh obviously pulled out because he was interested in fucking around, and now she's resentful and she's doing what she can to get back at somebody who left her pregnant and basically played her for fool. Which to me, yeah,
that to me sounds like baby trapping, guys. What do you think? Is baby trapping like you think you have to start out from like stage 1 to target somebody and go get them? Is that how you consider baby trapping? I don't know if there's like a formal definition.
Baby trapping to me is when you approach somebody with a high level of income, or maybe not even high level of income, maybe there's somebody you want, okay, and you use a child to try to trap them into a situation. That is not the same as you making promises to each other and then talk.
Y'all are not defining anything. The word we want defined is trap. We know what baby means. You can't keep using the word trap. Trap is the word we need you to define. What is a trap? Do you know? I mean, you can have a trap and the other person know that it's a trap, but it's supposed to be something people don't generally know. So a trap, a situation in which people lie in wait to make a surprise attack. There's nothing surprising about the fact that doing that without protection leads to a child. Unless you're saying she should have an abortion or she should take a pill, that you expect her to do that and she doesn't do that now is the trap. If that's what you're arguing, then you have a better argument, except you can't tell her what to do with her body unless we have explicit evidence of her saying, I'm going to do this. You don't have an argument. And even if you have it, you don't know what changes in someone's body once they become. So a change in circumstances, force majeure, even for the enforcement of contract, doesn't actually work. Like, you can't enforce certain kinds of contracts and provision in contract if the circumstances change so much that it would be implausible or impossible or unlikely for the person to perform the end of the contract or that said provision, right? So even in law, even in contract law, there are exceptions that allow another party to not engage. I feel that having a child or a fetus or whatever y'all want to call it growing inside someone might change how they approach certain things, or it might not. We don't know. But unless you can provide evidence that she confirmed that she would abort the child if she gets pregnant, you don't have an argument. He was not trapped. He was not. There's no evidence that he was trapped. None. Like, there's zero evidence that he was trapped.
Zero.
He didn't get trapped, but by their logic, women are supposed to be held responsible for taking advantage of their own. Yeah, that's the problem. Like, no, you did your part knowingly and willingly. So unless there was some contractual obligation, some agreement, something to indicate that she should not carry the child, I don't know what you're talking about.
He needs to update his employee handbook.
Talking about a life together, and then he's nutting and you said you raw, knowing damn well like what he's doing.
Do you think the baby trapping has to be done like ahead of time, or?
Well, isn't that what you're alleging?
That's like a weak justification feeling. The stronger one is that like everything that's happened so far just seems to be like she's maybe you would call it baby trapping, but like she's using her pregnancy right now to just milk him for money. She doesn't really give a fuck about the kid.
Oh, period. That's what you should have said. That's what you should have said, and I would agree with you. I mean, I don't know it for a fact. I don't know that she's trying to use this to get money from him. But do I believe that? Yes, fully. I fully believe that she is doing this for money. Fully believe that. Still not a trap. And Destiny, knows that what he's saying is some foolishness. So, because he just said maybe it's not baby trapping, but she's definitely using this to get money from him. And what about it?
Yep, as she should.
And what about it? No, that's not what he's been saying. That is not what Destiny's been saying. Destiny has been saying this is baby trapping. He specifically said it is baby trapping. So at this point, if I were Abba, I would say, oh, so you agree it's not baby trapping. So she is probably using this for money. Well, usually when a woman gets pregnant and is in need of financial support, and even if they're not, they would look to the father of their child for financial support. So you making it sound like this degenerate thing that she's doing is wild to me, but yeah, we can agree. Let the record show that he allowed himself to be swallowed because of the hemorrhage. Ah,
You can't
that fresh
trap
has,
somebody with a baby. You cannot trap somebody with a baby when they are having sex with you unprotected. That is not a trap.
yeah,
And statistics have shown that these men don't care if you have a baby. It doesn't keep them anywhere. Sorry, addressing the comment
yeah.
uh
Does
in the comments, but they're not going to stay just because you're pregnant. They're not going to stay for a child. This is not a trap. He's dumb, but he ain't that dumb.
yeah, does Fresh have a failed vasectomy cause reckless? And the funny thing is, even if he had a failed vasectomy, that would mean his doctor got him trapped.
Thank you. Thank you.
He didn't get trapped, but oh, sorry, I read that. UG Rose, thank you.
Kid. She doesn't really give a fuck about him, but she's got like easy money lined up if she can have the baby, paternity test, and then get child support from him. So maybe you don't consider that baby trapping, maybe baby spite fucking or something. I don't know. But
So, was this woman a sex worker?
probably.
Like OnlyFans, not necessarily.
I don't know if she has an OnlyFans, but probably escorting. Yeah.
That's the theory.
That is a wild, disgusting statement.
Like it don't matter. It doesn't matter.
No. I know it doesn't matter in the context of this debate, but for him to
Yeah.
put it out there
Bring it
in
up.
this way without any evidence is wild. Like, sure, we can believe there's things about these fitness models or whatever, but I feel she said she wasn't a sex worker, mind you. But again, hey, Ruby.
Look. This is me. Because if it was me looking at him, he'd have to pay me. So I'd be falling in, even if I wasn't before, to mess with somebody like him, I'd be in that category.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, it doesn't actually matter at all.
it doesn't.
But for him to say it without proof is wild. Proof is wild. Like
Mhm.
that's wild to me.
People aren't sure.
Okay, if she's a sex worker, whether it be OnlyFans, escorting, whatever, I think she knew exactly what she was doing when she was getting into the situation.
Huh? What do you mean?
So she probably was getting with Fresh to baby, like for the purpose of baby trapping him and trying to get like child support money and shit, like from the get go.
Why'd you say that?
Well, if she's like, I've known a few sex workers. They tend to be like, especially like a higher class one who isn't like some like lot lizard or something. I would think she would be a lot more kind of cognizant and aware of the risks of pregnancy when it comes to sex.
Yeah, they both are.
So was Fresh?
You cannot claim this woman is a sex worker. Like, where's the defamation lawsuit? She probably don't want to do that because that discovery is going to be a mess. But
Also, why is he acting like it's all her responsibility? He had sex with her without any kind of protection.
yeah, for her to have a
Repeatedly.
plan, is her plan Is the trap like, do men literally look at other men and feel bad for them because she was so beautiful he had to engage this specific way? So the trap is she looked good. That's the trap. Is that the trap? Like, he has no control, and therefore he had to engage this way without protection because she's so beautiful. Because that has to be the trap. Like, even if she's like, I want a rich man and I want to have a child with a rich man so that I can have money through this child. She seduced him. Like, there's no trickery there. Like, she tricked him into like loving her. She tricked him into sleeping with her without a condom. Like, there's a high burden of proof for you to show that there was trickery on her part against this man. But even if there was, do you see how this undermines Fresh and Fit's podcast? Because if this woman can trick him, the fact is they shouldn't be online teaching men how to spot women like this and not be tricked by women like this, because now you got trapped by this person. You didn't get trapped, and you still shouldn't do it because you don't know how to engage with these women if you're doing what you do without protection. That don't make no sense. He literally around and is gonna find out how petty a woman can be if you give them something to explore, procreate. Yeah, like you said it, so I'm gonna put it up there for people who don't know what you're talking about.
Yes. And there it is.
You're learning a really hard lesson right now.
Really hard lesson.
And FNF's supposed to be expert in avoiding baby trapping, gold diggers. That's their professional. Yeah.
It's just like rolling the dice and not caring if he got this chick pregnant.
Yeah, Fresh is retarded. There's no debate there.
Well, you can't use that you cannot use that as an excuse, right? You can't then say, okay, because he's not the smartest, the smartest man, the brightest bulb, that means she took advantage of him and trapped him. No, the very basic question is, does he know what procreation is, how reproduction works, and did he engage in a way that highlights that he also wanted a child? And to have sex without protection means you want a child. You are consenting to having a child. Even if you didn't want the child, you are consenting. That is your consent. All right, I'm going to move on from this quickly because I did not want this to be like, I didn't even put Destiny's. I thought we were going to speed through this, but when I sped it up, people said they couldn't understand what was happening.
nobody's debating any other angle to that. Fresh is retarded.
Here's the thing: even sex workers want to be in relationships. They want to be off the market. They want to get with somebody who's wealthy and be good for the rest of their lives. Ideally, that's like what a lot of them would like. So, the idea.
Sure, but I will say the turnaround emotionally to this guy's the love of my life to I want to have a baby with him to fuck this piece of shit. I never wanted to fucking see me again, even for his fucking kid. And for all of that to happen in like 4 months for a 28-year-old internationally traveled person, that's kind of wild.
It's kind of wild, but it's also not. Like, it's very common to see stuff like that. People love bomb each other. They promise each other everything. They're spending money on each other. It feels very intense and very real.
All right, I'm going to move on from this debate because both of them are annoying me to another part that is super, super important. And this is the part where I'm going to skip to Abba interviewing this woman because... So after Destiny and Abba did what they did, Abba went and interviewed the person. I would assume Abba interviewed the woman before, but posted it after. Not sure of the sequence of events there, but this video came out after that one. Anyway, Abba and Preach were discussing their interview, and they have clips of the interview with this woman, Daisy. And I have a lot of problems with Daisy, but the debate is centering on her intention. And my argument here is that trap, right? For a trap to be set, it has to be one without the other person's knowledge and in a way that a reasonable person would know that if they engage this way, that other person would have something over them, right? So I'm trying to figure out what exactly her trap was. That you have intention, that you want a relationship, and you want money, and you might get money with a child, is not itself a trap. You need to tell me the trap part of the engagement. And I don't know who the man was that came in, but Destiny already conceded in this conversation that it wasn't baby trapping. She just wanted money. I think in his
Right.
engagement, as he was talking, he spoke through the fact that, okay, this is not a trap. However, I will still stand firm in the idea that she just wants money. And to that, I said, I don't know, but I can take your argument. I see your argument because I'm not going to believe Daisy fell in love with Coconut. Like, I'm just not. Like, there is, unless God himself through his son speaks to me and tell me that there was love there, I'm not going to believe it. But it don't matter. It does not matter. You don't need love. You just don't need trap. And so the argument doesn't make any
Right.
sense.
Right.
So let's get to the interview. Does inflation affect the exotical tax? Period.
Like, I think they're more
passport.
upset about the fact that he was reckless and he done got caught up. That's it. That's
I
it.
mean, meanwhile, they're talking about passport bros. These women are doing the opposite. You know how they're going to countries that are not as socioeconomically advanced as us? The women are coming to the developing, I hate the developing world. But
Right.
anyway, they're coming to the, I hate first world. There's no way to explain it. So I'm going to just say they're coming to the Western world for their mans. And they're vicious. I'm kidding. These men, they said these women are swallowing them out. Don't they teach other men how to avoid falling into the trap that yeah, they do. They do. And I was gonna play this video. I'm not gonna do it because we're too far off course right now. But there's a discussion with Nico and Destiny, actually, with Fashion Fit a while ago about the vasectomy argument and what they teach men and the fact that they are teaching men. And it is wild to me that in this discussion, they were so Fresh and Fit were vehemently opposed to the whole vasectomy thing because they didn't want to oppose their granddaddy who was like, y'all should get a vasectomy because y'all are going to impregnate women. So to have it come back full circle where Coconut, is the one impregnating women, he probably should have followed the advice of the great grand wizard of the manosphere. In any case, let me read 2 super chats because we're gonna go back to Abba and Preach interviewing Daisy because we spent way too long on that debate that didn't go anywhere. I love Themis. I don't know how you listen to this nonsense. Oh, I listen to it because I find it funny. I hate hypocrisy. Thank you so much, though, by the way. Love you back. She fell in love with his money. She fell in love with him. She saw his face and she was like, yep, you're way too beautiful, boy. To them, pregnancy is a trap instead of the natural result of sexual act. Thank you. I think this is true. Why they shouldn't be doing it. They can't accept the result. Yeah. Like the text message where he's saying, oh, I didn't know you would get pregnant. Like, what? Anyway, so let's watch this because this was funny.
He provided me a bunch of screenshots, screen recordings, and a bunch of different things. And I think it answered a lot of the questions that would seem to be unanswered before. Things like whether or not she's a sex worker. She isn't. What was the timeline of events? Did Walter know that she was not on birth control? Was he aware that she was trying to have a child? And did they have discussions about it?
I really love
it. Doesn't matter if she wasn't on birth control. Birth control is not 100%. It does not matter.
I like Preacher's face throughout this whole debacle. This one.
Was he trying to be serious with her? What proof does she have that? All these things are going to get answered over the course of this interview. But first thing that I have to correct from the previous thing is that she's never been a sex worker. Turns out she won some kind of beauty pageant, and people just started uploading her photos to some escorting sites, but it was just scam sites. Now, whether or not you want to believe that is up to everyone at home. But to date, there's no actual proof that she does any of that kind of work. On a live stream today, he said that you were never his girl.
He said that?
I made a statement on my vlog and on the show multiple times. And I said, this is a matter of fact, guys, look it up if you want to. I said,
The text message reads, "You be a good boyfriend. I'll be waiting for my girlfriend." Both of these people don't really speak English well, and this is not a drag in any meaningful way, girl. I had to learn English. So, when I was a child. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what this is supposed to prove. I don't know what
Absolutely
this
nothing.
proves.
It proves absolutely nothing.
Sorry. So
Nothing.
I am with Abba. I am with Abba. I am with Abba fully on a lot of this, right? Just FYI. But, and I promise I'm not planning to drag anyone. This woman would not want to interview with me at all. Like, it just wouldn't happen. But trying to come back on March, you be good. You be a good boyfriend. She might be saying, you please be a good boyfriend. Like, while I'm gone, be a good boyfriend.
Yes. And he's saying, I'll be waiting for my girlfriend. Like, I'll be waiting for you coming back in March. Like, how stupid do they think? You know what?
No. But it could also, I think, reasonably be interpreted as you would be a good boyfriend. Like, as a future hope. And he is saying, I'll be waiting for my girlfriend. Like, if we do go there, right? But I think the best interpretation is, while I'm gone, you be a good boyfriend.
Yes.
And he's like, I'll be waiting for my girlfriend. So thus confirming that they are boyfriend and girlfriend. But girl, I am not sure.
It confirms. That's part of her contract. I wish he would quit playing. He's a terrible manager.
No. Wait. I think this is important because people are saying me providing an alternative interpretation is wrong. It's hard to believe because the relationship was closed on her end and open on his end. To say be a good boyfriend wouldn't have any meaning because, like, unless there are things he shouldn't do as your boyfriend, it doesn't make sense to say be a good boyfriend, right? And like, I feel like there's a reasonable argument if you are in court to try to figure out if they're a boyfriend and girlfriend. I feel like it's reasonable. Like, I'm not intentionally misunderstanding. The first reading of this, I knew not what they were talking of. I knew not what they spoke of. Like, I read this and I was like, both of y'all need help. All right, let's continue. All right, let's say this. Let's continue.
if a girl's on camera with me, she is what? Not my girl. Just keep that in mind. If I bring a girl on camera, she's not my girl. You never see my girl because I know what happens when you bring a girl on the internet.
You won't, because I love you too. All right, I'm going to side with the text. You must be having faith in the man, and it's funny. I'm going to side with the text that he did indicate that they're together. Like, whatever. And it does not work to say he was just attempting to trick her. Because, well, you tricked her. You tricked her. It worked. Bloop. She was in love, and now she want to keep a child. So, like, the argument could be that he wasn't actually in love. He was just saying things to get what he wanted. Well, you got it. You got it.
Congratulations.
You played yourself.
Play a stupid game, get a stupid prize.
Listen, this was a great trip. Happy to see my lovely Asian queen again.
I'm sorry, this is a whole scam. What? She saw a sucker. In the words of Sinji, she saw a sucker in leg. Watching this, like, watching these two in the car, like, how dumb. Like, the fact that he had to have known. Like, you can't be up here like, oh, I was trapped, I didn't know she's an evil person. You teach men to look out for women, certain kinds of women, and then you're posted up in your car with her, looking into her camera, telling us through her visuals that, yep, I got this one. I got it. She's literally
And good
right
for
now.
her. Yep, good for her. Keep him
She-
away from other
she-
women. Take
She's
him.
telling her other women, y'all need to come to Miami because they're big dumb. What's that lady's name that had a child with PJ Washington, I think? She is a biracial lady that came on online, and she was getting dragged because she had a child with someone who was, I think, 21 at the time.
Oh, Brittany Renner?
Brittany Renner. Brittany Renner made a video. Brittany Renner made a video saying that if you wanted to come up off someone, you should just have a child go with an athlete because they're dumb, right? This video right here is giving me the same exact vibe. Like, without her saying it, without her saying it, she's looking at us and she's saying, look, y'all understand what this is. Y'all get it. Like, that's what it's giving me. And no one's gonna convince me anything different. He sure is excited to be in that right?
Mhm.
This looks
We
like
know
an
Drake's
extension.
pregnant, but guess what? That 22-year-old got other women pregnant at the same time. So, and I meant to address that. He is the one pursuing. They just be slinging it. They sling it without care, without caring about any consequences. All right.
He met her on Monday, then she was taking a pregnancy test on Tuesday. He should have chosen better. No, he chose just right. He chose
He chose just right. He sure did. He vetted.
because I made up my mind. I'm keeping my period.
Baby.
Why does Themis not have a black wife? How do you know I don't have a black wife?
He's got wives.
Period. Let me stop. I changed the way.
But as time passes, we must say farewells for a short period of time until she comes back. So can't wait to see her back here in Miami.
Yeah, I cannot get over this. Like, this is the man online teaching y'all how to avoid certain women. Let me finish this.
I love her. No, I don't. Love you, babe.
Yeah, I love you, babe.
Period.
Look at his face.
Period.
Ooh, side eye.
Period.
Yes.
I don't know what they're talking about. This woman fell in love and she thought she was in love and she have the evidence to prove that you showered her with love and money. So let's continue.
Hey, so he's out here saying he don't claim her. He never claimed her. That's not his girl. But in private, he's saying, I love you. He's saying, you my girlfriend. He moved her in. And on top of that, he publicly on video saying he loves her. Does that sound like somebody who's being treated like a jump off?
Thank you. And that's what I agree with. While the text might not on their own prove the relationship, the text plus the video, girl, you're not gonna convince us you weren't in a relationship. I am so sorry. You are not about to convince us you weren't in a relationship. You all were in a relationship. It is what it is. Coconut, take your L and sit. Take your L and your towel and sit. If she's in fact pregnant.
Or just pay out that monthly bonus she gonna get. Just pay it.
Everyone telling you she's baby trapping him, all this other stuff. Is she baby trapping him or is he just trapping her? I'm asking the questions. Because the only deception I've seen so far is from him towards her. The only trap I've seen so far is him basically love bombing the shit out of her so he can fuck her as much as he wants. Then when he's done, he just get rid of her.
Well, he's just making him like make him look like idiot right now because clearly, like he made that on public, and on the conversation you saw it. He calls me.
City Girl's up 10,000 points. However much she's gonna be getting in child support. City Girl's City Girl's all the way turned up. What are y'all talking about? Yes, I think that is a great observation from Abba. He trapped her, right? I think there's some equal exchange happening. But if Walter is out here talking about, oh, I didn't love her, we weren't together, then you lied to her, right? And we have evidence of the lies you kept telling her. And so you should be dragged for that. Girl, period. Now let me go see how they calculate child support in Florida. Let me pull up how they calculate child support in Florida. She probably should have been better if she was in California.
My girlfriend, right? Yeah. Are you gonna take someone to see your entire family if she's not your girlfriend? Travel to your home country? That's not reasonable. You can like casually meeting your mother, that's fine. The first time I met his mother, I was like, okay, if you decide to do that, I don't mind.
Why did you accept being in a non-monogamous relationship with Fresh?
Yeah, you know why? Because we were in a long-distance relationship. Because whether I agree or not, he's going to do that. And we weren't stable because we just got to know each other. And, so I was thinking just to be there and move there, to be with him, maybe like it would be different. But I don't want to, it comes to a conclusion in the beginning, oh, I'm going to stop this guy from doing everything just because he met me. Because in the early stage of the relationship, I don't want to.
Then I ask her, well, why do you not want to be intense about monogamy, but you are rushing to have a kid? I asked some tough questions.
That's a good question.
I'm not softballing it.
No, I ain't mad at you.
Okay.
That's not rushing to have a kid. He did not use protection. She did not use protection. This is what happens. It is a consequence.
It is what happens. But his question is leaning into, girl, you don't love this man. You didn't care about a relationship with this man. You didn't even care about monogamy with this man. You allowed him, you accepted him being out there with other women. So how now can you say, oh, you thought you guys were together and in love and all of that? And the truth is, from my perspective, she didn't care nothing about that.
Not at all.
Yeah. And so his questioning is right. He didn't follow up with this and he did not push on her. But in my mind, she can literally sit there and say, look, I just wanted a man with money. And it wouldn't change anything about how we do the analysis. In fact, it would make Fresh look even worse. But it would also make her look bad too. So I understand why it is that she wouldn't do that. Ash Blue, welcome to the membership. Thank you so much. I get why she didn't do it. But his question is digging at something that is completely irrelevant that she won't admit because it does not make her look like a good person. It would paint her in a bad light to say, I just wanted to be with this person because he has money. But girl, newsflash, everyone, even if it's not true, even if you fell in love head over heels when you met Coconut, no one believes that. Literally, no one, 0 people believe that there was any kind of love anywhere in there. Ash Blue, I said, welcome. I don't know if you were upgrading. I think you might have been upgrading. So thank you. Go to the community tab if you're at the Discord level.
She's talking about I don't want to be too intense and rush monogamy, so I'm accepting this. But you want to have a baby with him.
Yeah, I
There are over 1,000 people in here. That is spectacular. Please like the video. It is very helpful to me. We need to get the message out so we can help the men. So this is my advice to men. I'm in my advice era. If you don't want a child, keep your
fluid to yourself. Period. Because that's the only way it's not going to happen. Keep it to yourself. If you do not want a baby, Keep it to yourself.
Yeah. So these women are out here trapping us men. All you got to do is just not do that. So, period.
I understand, because I just felt like I'm not. I just feel like I'm not that type of girl that I have to be with someone for years to get married. Or if I like someone, I can have a kid with him for like a week. Like it's not. It doesn't matter. It's the time doesn't matter. I was with someone for 9 months. He really wanted to marry me. He's American, and I didn't want that. I ended that. When I met Walter, I just felt like, wow, there's so much chemistry.
What? I mean, I agree.
I'm just trying to
Talk to me.
No, I'm not.
Girl, so the jury gonna determine that's a lie, but it's fine. It's fine. When you met Walter, there was so much chemistry. Is a wild statement. when you say chemistry, are we talking about mixing chemicals? Are we talking about chemical compounds? Like, were y'all in like a lab or something? Because the chemistry you're talking about cannot be romantic chemistry. Was the chemistry in the room with y'all?
Right?
Period. Let's get into this
Oh,
chemistry.
I'm the type of girl that can. I'm not the type of girl that's gonna have to have to wait for a long time before I marry someone. Huh? What type of girl is that?
I mean, there's plenty of people who meet their husbands for the first time through arranged marriages or whatever.
Yeah, weird.
But I don't disagree. I'm just saying that's not that abnormal in different parts of the world.
It still doesn't answer the question.
Abba out of pocket. Well, who talking about
He
no
is.
arranged marriage? Abba, what are you talking about? No arranged marriage. This woman saw this man in a club, and they decided that they had chemistry, and they were in love.
I would love to have been a fly on the wall because ain't no way.
The man who literally, well, I mean, I guess she wouldn't know if he is smart from the way he speak. Anyway, let's continue.
It doesn't answer the question of why you want to rush this baby, but you don't want to rush the monogamous relationship. It doesn't answer anything.
Yeah,
it doesn't. As a matter of fact, it made it weirder. So I'm still questioning. Like, it doesn't absolve it doesn't absolve or take out of the equation the baby trapping thing situation because of that answer. That answer was so.
But that's not baby trapping. That's just what she's saying is there's some people out here who are just very like feels oriented, meaning, oh, I loved her. Well, how do you know? It's been a week. I just feel it. Like some people are just like that. You know what I'm saying? They're very intuitive. Everything is just,
you know.
Abba, please stop. Girl, please, Abba. Please, talking about some people. Yeah, you're right. You're speaking in generalities, but you're trying to make us subconsciously apply that to her. And we're not about to do that. There's some people just intuitively know that this is their husband and they're in love. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time to be doing all of that, girl. We don't believe it. We don't believe her. We don't believe him, but she didn't trap him. Like, the whole like, I don't understand why people in defense of a position feels like they have to defend the entirety of the thing. You don't got to defend her. We don't know. Was she a sex worker? Y'all said no. She said no. I'm going to assume she was not. But maybe she was. Who knows? But she said she wasn't. So I'm going to go with that. Was she in love? I'm going to go with no. I am going to go with no. I'm going to go with, yeah, no, she was not in love. Did she want money? Probably. I don't know, though. And you don't know. To sit up there talking about arranged marriages and arranged marriage, that no one cares. No one cares. He didn't get trapped. He knew what he was doing. And now we're here. He potentially has a child.
Right. And it's not that I don't believe that can happen, like that people can have feelings like that. Just not with coconut. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I just checked the likes. If y'all don't like the video, I get it. But
like the video, guys. Like the video.
No. you don't have to. But like, if you do like the video, please hit the like button. If you don't, hit the dislike button. But please engage. It's actually quite helpful. Like, I was annoyed with YouTubers who did this, requesting people that like, but I realize it's very useful and it's like not actually a lot of effort. Like, it doesn't actually take anything to do. So that's like kind of wild that I have to like ask repeatedly. But you can dislike it also. Murder Magic Tricks became a member. Thank you.
We called them
What?
stupid. Carry on. That's not very smart. That's not.
I agree, it's not smart.
It's like
Having kids with somebody you met a week ago.
Maybe.
What if he claimed he never wanted a baby? Would that be true?
She didn't want. Okay, if he says so, if he really didn't want a baby, after so many times I asked him in person, do not come in me. He does that every fucking day. Like, he can just pull out. Easy as that. Because he was always like, oh, I'm doing this with my girlfriend. So really serious conversation, like planning a future, and ask me what I want to do. Oh, I want to plan a future with you. Why don't we get a house instead of renting another apartment? That doesn't make sense, wasting money, blah, blah, blah. And he said, what if you get pregnant? Isn't that better for a bigger house?
Is that baby trapping?
They're gonna end up together.
Is that baby trapping? I'm asking. Is that baby trapping? You out here talking about let's get a house together?
I'm gonna need to see some receipts on that. I'm sorry. I'm not taking her word for that. I mean, I think men spit game like this and make people. I think part of how you get someone invested in a relationship is ignoring what's happening to them now and think about the future, right? So you are going to go and tell someone, hey, we should get a house, blah, blah, blah. Like, I can understand that kind of game. So I do think he said that, but he's going to deny saying that. So unless you have proof, I'm just not going to take your word for it. I'm sorry. So the fact that Abba is taking her word for this is like wild. The very next question is, do you have proof for this?
I'm sure he
Like,
lied. I'm sure he lied to her to get in her pants.
I'm sure, but
I'm
like, he's gonna
sure.
say I didn't. I never said that. He's gonna say I never said that.
For sure.
And so, like, if she doesn't have proof that none of this matters at all because you did this without protection, so you consented to having a child. So none of this matter. But
Repeatedly.
She's not about to convince me they were in love, planning a future. I'm so sorry. There's no part of me that believes any of that. Sorry, Themis, but if the girl said she's in love, then that's what it is. Maybe she was hit by Cupid's bow. Period. I watched Charmed, and because I watched Charmed, because I watched Charmed, I know Cupid is real. And Cupid is a man that fell in love with Phoebe at the end and had children. So I know Cupid is real. So maybe she was hit by Cupid's bow. You right. My bad. I am sorry, truth teller. You're right. Robin, welcome to the membership. Let's go.
My coconut.
What if you get pregnant? Is that baby trapping, Mamba? I'm just asking. Just asking the question.
It's not. It's not.
Guys,
I understand what you're saying when you're saying it's not, but some of these answers,
I think they're irresponsible, but that doesn't mean baby trapping.
No,
those are separate things.
Exactly.
Not pregnant, no baby. She tells that to Walter. He says, "Oh, you did a pregnancy test?" She says, "Yeah, my period just came, and 5 days ahead. So you play a good game." Okay, what game? This game on bed. I'm confused. Don't worry, we all are. I don't think anybody understood what she meant. And she goes, "Just kidding. I meant you are safe. Just letting you know. Next time you won't be so lucky." What's that saying?
I'm not having a baby.
No. What that is saying is you keep doing this thing that could get me pregnant. And I'm telling you that this time I wasn't. Next time you might not be so lucky. There was no trap. That was a text message to Walter. That was a warning. She said, look, you and I do this. Where's Destiny? Let me drag Destiny. Destiny, you and I can do a debate on whether or not this is. Actually, no, we don't have to. You confess that it wasn't trapping. There was no trap. She was very explicit to him that this time I wasn't pregnant. You were lucky. Next time you might not be so lucky. That sounds like she told him, if I get pregnant, I'm keeping it. Like,
Yep.
even if she didn't outright say it, there's an implication. No reasonable person is going to read that text and say, oh, they agreed that she would abort. Because even that wouldn't be useful. But that message is like, look, we keep doing this and I could be pregnant, but I wasn't. You're lucky this time. What?
F around to find out. And he did.
Every,
He did.
every time you say that, I have to do it.
He did.
I'm having your baby.
Yeah.
Next time you're not gonna be so lucky. And what does he write? Oh, I wasn't worried. I didn't want to pull out anyway. But that's good that you got your period. So you're being she's not too happy about it. I didn't reject you because I don't mind being pregnant with your baby. She's being direct.
Yeah.
She's telling him, and all he says is, no, I'm saying I like you a lot, and once you're happy, I'm happy.
He agreed to having children with this woman.
He did. Yes, he did.
He agreed to having children with this woman.
And I believe in consent, and there it was.
I don't want to pull out. You were lucky this time. Next time you won't be so lucky. It's fine. I'm happy once you're happy. And then you were confused as to why she would think that, like, oh, even if she just wants the child for money, it sounds like you want a child with her. It sounds like you are like, I don't mind having a child with you.
Mm-hmm.
There is no way around this. There is literally no way around. Like the fact that people keep saying she trapped him is wild and nasty. You better go, Abba. Abba and Preach better be investigating. You know what I find disgusting? Let me come lodge for this. I find it disgusting that Abba and Preach did this kind of work against Fresh and Fit only because they don't like him. I feel like this is really good work in terms of actually getting to the heart of things that happen. Because we'll hear men come out and cry and complain about what women are doing and trapping them and all of that. And everyone will be online dragging these women. And I believe, I don't know this as a fact, but I believe Abba and Preach only did this much work here because they don't like Fresh and Fit.
Fresh and Fit.
And that's so unfortunate. I like it because now it's emblematic of a larger cultural issue, right? And this could be used generally to say what the manosphere like to say, context matters. But it does suck that like other women don't get this kind of grace for investigation, and we only say gold digger as opposed to like, oh, what were the circumstances around how you got pregnant? So I just don't like that. But period. I'm glad that she kept all the receipts and she can use them. I apologize if this is off topic, but I was wondering, will you be doing an all-male panel soon? I know a content creator who is a supporter of your channel and would love to join the panel. Yeah. So last month I wasn't doing any. But I spoke to the moderators, and we're going to be doing some more. We're going to. It could either be intellectually stimulating or just like entertainment. It's dependent on the people who come up. So yeah. Tell them to email us. What is the email?
It
Can
is mods.themisandthoth@gmail.com.
yeah. So email us at mods@themisandthoth. Kyle, more Kyle, please. I will call Kyle. I'll ask Kyle. Kyle is afraid of you. First, can someone drop the email in the chat?
So can you understand why she's confused? He refusing to pull out, busting inside them sugar walls. And now all of a sudden he's been trapped. He don't want to be a dad. You have decided that you are not going to pull out of her vagina. So you're not going to pull out of fatherhood.
Care of the baby.
You are not going to pull out of fatherhood.
You're gonna take care of the baby.
He has no choice. He's gonna pay. If I say, bro, I'm gonna punch you in the face. Yo, I missed last time, but this time I'm gonna punch you in your face. And then I punch you in your face.
No, wait. What
Is that, hold up. Is that a sucker punch?
No, it's not a sucker punch. Especially if you tell me you're gonna punch me in my face, and I tell you whatever makes you happy, and I look at you like whatever makes. If you're happy, I'm happy.
Bro,
I get dicked in the mouth. That's not a sucker punch.
Boys, you were not sucker punched. Take some accountability. Hold that out. Did you always tell him that you would not get an abortion?
Oh, I always told him. He knows I'm not getting any abortion, and plus, he didn't care at all. He was like, he was kind of like just admitted that if he's gonna make me pregnant, he's just gonna like raise a baby with me, and he didn't like say that, but all this his action proves that.
Doesn't mind isn't the same as saying he really wants to have a.
He's still trying to figure out who invented 2 + 2 = 4. How the heck he's supposed to know who invented babies? I think you've been too hard on him. Actually, true.
But refuse. No. I'm gonna hold him accountable. No.
True. Girl, that is
No.
so true, man.
Child. Why don't you get verbal confirmation if you really wanted a child with you?
No, because I was pretty sure that he was so serious about me. But then, okay, but at least he's not stupid that if he does this to me, I'm gonna get pregnant. I think it's just misunderstood. Maybe he was just being irresponsible. But for me, he's serious. Yeah, because I've never met someone like that. Nobody would treat me like that. Like, this is so evil. I've never met anyone like that. I'm not acting like a naive girl right here. Like, I traveled a lot of places, but nothing like this.
See, that didn't make much sense to me.
Girl, I promise you this. No one, absolutely no one on Beyonce's internet thinks that you're some naive girl. That's why we don't believe you. When you say y'all fell in love, it's not to say no one thinks you're just this naive girl who fell in love with Coconut. I promise you, no one on this internet thinks you're some naive girl who fell in love with. No, you don't have to defend yourself against naivety. The naivety claims you don't got to defend yourself against, because that's literally not what the problem is here. And you are not the problem. Go get your money. Please remember to like the video.
Because in my head, I'm like, so you want to be serious with somebody, and you want to have a child with them, but you're not getting them to verbally say they also really want to have a child with them. Shouldn't that be something y'all establish properly?
And how long they been together?
4 or 5 months. Amy busting inside her sugar walls every day, never pulling out. Can you show paperwork for pregnancy tests and ultrasound? A lot of people are saying that stuff is photoshopped or whatever, or it's just like, so I just wanted to at least see if she had actual real paperwork.
Yeah, I have no problem sharing that. I actually posted okay, so let me explain about the ultrasound. The doctor told me it's still early, 4 weeks. So she can't see everything, but she can still see a little bit, like a small photo of it. But it's just like it's too early, it's 4 weeks.
How did you know Pug CEO was the man to?
Them calling this man Pug is dirty. It's just nasty. She is on a mission. And a lot of people are like, oh, this proves that she's pregnant. Until that child is here, I don't know that she's pregnant. However, I'm engaging as if she is pregnant. So that's my position on this. But he knew what he was getting into when he engaged the way that he did. So ain't no sympathy for him.
Bust inside your sugar walls.
I have no idea. I just feel like maybe everything happens. It was meant to be, to meet him even. Out of all the people in my.
This is important. Sorry. This is how they're going to talk about how they met. Mind you, it feels like Abba is trying to be as vulgar as he can, and I don't know why. Talking about describing women's. Anyway, I find this really vulgar. You could have done. I know they're comedians and such, but like you don't have to be that vulgar. It's the same issue I have with well, I have a lot of issues with the Prince of Pan Africanism. To be fair, given how she looks, you really think of all the men she could have been with, the men, an entire different caliber. She got by him, nah, fam. Yeah, I mean, true. I feel like she was just like figuring out. She was equating sort of a self-esteem. All right, so if I were her, and not her, but like her, except I was looking for money from a rich person, a rich man, right? As a like pretty woman, right? I would be like, I would choose a rich man that's not that attractive because like you have to balance. You have to find someone who is not like really high in self-esteem. Like you.
Ugly men cheat too. Ugly men cheat too, so it don't matter.
Oh, we're not talking about cheating. We're talking about getting money.
Okay, sorry.
Those people already know they gotta pay the. Anyway, I'm joking.
Gotta pay to
Joking. That
play.
is all a joke. That is all a joke. No, and it's someone with not too much power, right? So, like, I can
Right.
understand why a woman who wants money would go for coconut instead of lace front, because in the dynamic, lace fronts have too much power in the context of the podcast. Like, you don't go for
Correct.
the person with the most power because then you are going to be mistreated, and you might be mistreated with other people too. But like, you have to be very specific about the kind of personality and resource that you want. So I can understand why she would lick, why she saw him as a sucker. Like I
Yep.
understand it. I fully
She
understand. I get it.
she went for the beta. She knew what she was doing. I'm so proud of her. Way to negotiate.
And then she
What are we
kept-
ordering?
Hmm?
Did you order food? It's
Oh,
that time of day.
yeah. I got food from the mall.
Mm.
I went to get my new glasses and contacts and picked up food, and I've been eating it since 12. Haven't gotten through yet.
Are you wearing them? Are you
Huh?
wearing your new glasses? Are you wearing
No,
your
no,
new
no.
glasses?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
You want to see them?
I want to see them.
Let me play this and then get it.
Okay.
I mean, every day I go out, I get so many how to say approach every day. Wherever the night we met at the party, and there were other guys. They were like another guy. He's really really into me. So Fresh was there as well, and I just don't know. Like somehow he just got me curious. Everybody, like out of everybody, like when they see me interesting, they would come talk to me or making some nonsense. But this guy, he was just like staring at me, not saying anything, like full of questioning on his face. And that just caused my curiosity. So usually, I get a lot of approach, so it's not interesting for me. So I was like, okay, who's this guy? And then, okay, finally he said hi to me. He's like, where are you from? Then I said, guess, if you're right, I'll drink. If you're wrong, then you drink. So he was like, okay, this is interesting. And then he DM'd me. And then we went out. He's romantic. He's good at planning dates. And he's kind of dominant. He was just good at everything. He was saying things to me that made me feel it's real, He was genuine, and he made me feel special. Maybe no matter what other people were saying, like what he did to other girls, or even I found out later though, not when I just started.
What did you think hearing this?
What did I think about what?
Exactly. Like, What do I think? Ain't nobody believe nothing that come out of that. Wait, this is not the mood.
About what?
This is not the mood I'm trying to give now. I like these. I prefer these.
I like those.
But I'm going to put on the other ones because I like being a
Okay.
nerd right now. You can give your commentary on that.
I look. There's so much. I think she did like him as much as she could like somebody.
No,
Like
I don't
Coconut.
believe
Like,
that at all.
look,
believe
there's
she
got to
liked
be levels to. She had to like him enough to get pregnant by that man.
I don't
It
believe
might be
that.
low level like. Look. And she made it very clear that she gets approached. I think she's really pretty. So I know that she men were approaching her. I'm just trying to figure out what about Coconut made her say, you know what?
Money, and power and fame. That's my belief. I don't believe she liked him in any meaningful way at all. But
But he didn't show that right at the beginning. If we are to believe that he
She was on their show. Before they started dating, she went on their show.
Oh, got it. Okay, never mind.
I am preaching, preacheth me.
And there it is. Yep.
I'm not sure.
Because there's a whole narrative that this
I'm not
girl
sure.
was trying to baby trap him, or she wasn't really into him. She's there for the money or whatever it is. But
She there for the money. She just said what it is. I didn't believe a word that came out of that woman's mouth. Like not a single word about how everything he said was so good. And no, I didn't believe. I'm sorry. I know I did not believe anything she said. Alexa played Mary J's Real Love. Period. She found real love in his pockets.
when I hear her,
she deserves.
all that stuff. Like I was
going to say she deserves whatever monetary benefit she gets because that is work.
surprised by this part because everyone's asking the same question. You know what people asking? Yo, why'd you get with Fresh? Yeah, you seen him, but you look at her. That's the face of somebody who's actually into a man.
But she was impressed. So she was like, yeah, you got game.
Yeah. So that's just one thing that I want to establish. Okay, why are you exposing him publicly?
Why? Because obviously now I hate him. I hate him for not being a man, stand up for his child, and not taking the responsibilities after. He doesn't have to love me, or he can break up with me. That's fine. For me, it's okay. It's some guy I seen for 4 months. I was like gonna get over with it, but I'm pregnant.
I'm sorry. This is indicative of how a lot of people, women, think that even if they are not married, they think that their partner is going to be with them. And I think so often people are like, oh my God, single mother, you should have known. It's very difficult. In her case, it's not that difficult to know or not know, right? But if what is happening to her is happening to someone who is actually in love with a man, it's hard to then say, you should have known, or how would you know if they're telling you, I love you, we're going to be together, whatever happens, I'm there, once you're happy, I'm happy. It's very difficult, I think, for women who are like caught up in the rapture of love to start thinking critically about like what it means to actually be pregnant and have a child, and then believing the person they're with is going to be there and uphold their end of the bargain. And then for them to disappear after, and then everyone blames the woman that they should have known is wild, because apparently this is not just happening to Black women. Apparently, Black women aren't the only ones this is happening to. So this is wild to me. Like, anyway, and we'll continue.
This is serious for me.
This is just a bit of a sidebar, but Fresh and Fit fan accused Fresh of buying you a bracelet for $30,000. On a podcast, he said he never paid a dime. Nobody has a receipt. Is this true?
The Chinese escort, because I'm about to get Fresh on this one too. So Fresh, you gave an extremely expensive long sleeve bracelet, which are worth up to $30K, to a Chinese escort you just met. Now, Fresh, you claim that you didn't give her the gift. That's what you claim.
Show me the proof.
But the escort said that you did.
Look at her page in detail. What does she have on there? Multiple gifts? From herself, by the way, or from her ex. Whatever she does with her money, bro, is up to her. So to put that on me, just because you want to say, oh, Fresh is a simp, wrong.
So you didn't buy it?
Fresh, so can you
No,
talk?
you're just trying to say that he bought the bracelet. He didn't buy the bracelet.
And
No, it's not true. He paid half and I paid half. Like I said, how much? Around 30K. Well, first I still have the conversation. I told him, what's the issue if you tell everyone you bought me the bracelet? Like, why can't you tell everyone? Why can't you speak the truth? Like, why are you like pretending it, like hiding it? But then he was like, don't say it. He just told me to shut up.
I'm sorry. Coconut wants us to believe that she and this woman is dating out of love. Hey, Ruby.
She already said, "Hey, Themis." Oh, and I meant to tell you, I had my headphones on and I was watching the live while we were on the flight, and well, she had my headphones and they connected to the Bluetooth, and she was like, "Well, I'm listening to Themis," and I was like, "Period."
Wait, I hope what part of Themis was she listening to? Absolutely not. I'm kidding. I usually don't say anything weird, but they do.
You did not. No. She just recognizes your voice.
I am so sorry. I am literally so sorry. But I am not about to sit here and think that Coconut was dating this woman without giving her a stipend or buying her a bunch of gifts. I'm so sorry.
Baby, that was a contract. I'm telling you, I stand firmly on that. She was an employee.
I disagree with
They
that.
had an agreement.
Disagree with that. But I do believe he showered her with gifts. He had to.
it's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal.
He definitely did.
Yes.
It's a big deal to the fans and it's a big deal to them because it really makes you look like I see them.
Yep.
I wouldn't give a shit. You give things to people. You give things to people that you appreciate.
15 grand?
Wait a minute.
Some of you just met. But these guys always want to claim they don't pay for nothing. They don't do none of this stuff.
And
they don't use their money to get. But you realize they all do it. They all doing it. They're paying for random girls' apartments. They're all doing this kind of stuff. So why is he lying? Not because it's a big deal, but it's like Preach said, it's a big deal to the fans. And now you have to double down, triple down on the lie. And it's almost insulting because your fans are being like, yo, are you living up to your principle? You're like, yes, I am. You guys are lying and saying I'm not. When you just ask the girl, it's like, oh, no, he's lying about it. So the only reason I brought this up is because Fresh can't be trusted about what he says on this topic because he's already proven time and time again he's going to lie to protect his reputation. Do you think that all this is good for your future baby?
That's another good fucking question.
Yeah.
It's not. That's why in the beginning, it's not good for the baby.
And period. They're like, where's the tears? It's an internal cry. It's an internal cry. Let this woman grieve. Is this good for the baby? No. It's not. It's not good. She is 8 minutes pregnant. Time and expenses. Look, I believe because they overturned Roe v. Wade. I agree with you. Because they overturned Roe v. Wade, every state that is preventing you from having an abortion should start child support at the point at which you cannot have an abortion.
Period. Because prenatal care costs.
Yep. I honestly believe she thought, love and money. Her body language doesn't seem like she lied about that last part. Look, her body language, I don't read body language, so you might be right. You might be completely right on this. Take nothing about my interpretation of what she's saying as fact. Thank you, by the way. You've been a member. Where did it go? How long was that person? For 18,
I didn't see it.
I think it was 18. I'm so sorry. Names and numbers I'm terrible, but I think I saw 18. I saw 18. I'm going through my memory, and it was an 18. So thank you. That's a long time. I appreciate that.
Yeah, 18 months.
Actually. That's why I just want.
Themis, do you speak Chinese? Not Cantonese, but Mandarin. Oh, so Chinese would have two languages, the bigger language Mandarin, and then closer to Hong Kong, there is like Cantonese being spoken. I don't speak Chinese, by the way. I got HSK 3, but what is your one? So my Chinese is bad.
To tell the truth, because when I first test positive, And I was just kind of shocked because I just want to see where his head's at. And then I try to like talk to him. I called him. I text him. She acts like nothing happened. Like not my business. Like woman, not my business. Deal with it. We're not together. Like don't call me. Don't text me. Things like that. That was his behavior. I have a 37 minutes conversation between me and him. What if you think we don't keep the baby because we're not together anymore? Things happens, and I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna take you to the hospital. That would be fine. I would be okay. But he did completely the other way around. That just made me.
Thank you, formerly known as, for your super sticker. Yeah, I do not believe anything that I believe Hypocrisy of the Manosphere being front page. By the way, you've been 26 months. Thank you so much, Miss Buckner. I appreciate that. I really do. Listening to her, all I know is she helps me find the hypocrisy in the manosphere. That's all I care about right now. But I'm not looking at her as like, oh my God, sympathetic now. Going half on baby to thank you, stars.
So sad. That just made me so sad. How can you you said you love me like literally 2 weeks ago and wanted to cling a future with me, and now you're acting like this with me.
When did you tell him you're pregnant?
On the 30th. Yeah, I told him immediately. When I exposed him, when I start to decide to expose him.
Right there, I'd asked her, when did you call the lawyer? So she so essentially what happened was she called him on the 30th of March, being like, hey, wait, 30th of March? Am I thinking the right date? What are we right now?
March or April.
April? Okay, I'm sorry. So we told her on 30th of March, telling her she's pregnant. And I think on April 4th, that's when she started exposing him. So on April 4th.
Denied and everything.
Yeah, because when she contacted him, he's just like, bro, I don't know you. Get the fuck away from me. Like, no, that's your problem. Go deal with it. And so she's like, yo, you got me pregnant. You can disappear on me. So when she exposed her, she's like, I'm calling a lawyer. I'm going to figure this whole shit out. And so that's the timeline of how things went down. It's 2 + 2 4.
2 + 2 is 4. Yeah. That's metric.
No. And then I asked her, who decided that?
Who decided that? That's just logic. That is the math. Without this, the world doesn't function. You can't count on anything. Everybody knows that. Idiot.
I am glad they pushed back on him. No, I love that. I am here for the pettiness. But she does not get to drag him for being an idiot after being with him.
I'm like, you're about to have babies. You're baby. You have.
Unless him being an idiot was why you broke up with him, which you didn't. He broke up with you. You don't get to sit up there and laugh at him for being an idiot, not knowing why 2 + 2 is not why, but who discovered, who came up with 2 + 2 being 4.
She took this man's genetic material and is reproducing.
She thought he was smart and kind and amazing and great and a leader and all of that. So no, you don't then get to come out. No, you don't get to do that. I am sorry.
I needed to know the answer.
You're not good.
Okay.
He's probably undereducated. He doesn't have anything else to say on the podcast.
But you let this dummy bust inside you. Why?
Also, I can understand her upset. I can understand her being upset, but this also, in my mind, and maybe I'm wrong. In my mind, it highlights that she don't care about this man. She don't love this man. And maybe that love turned to hate when he disrespected her. But like the way the ease with which she drags him highlights for me that I'm right, that she didn't care nothing about this man. Which is fine. There's nothing to care about. Let's be like, whatever. But no, I don't know. No.
I mean, you can't talk shit about it.
God damn.
He was calling your sugar walls. I'm just saying. You know?
God damn, Abba.
Yeah, but I didn't realize that before because Because I just thought he's funny.
Then you're gonna end up with a dumb baby.
Any regrets about how this whole thing has unfolded so far?
Yeah. First, for being so dumb, letting him come inside on me without marriage. And I don't regret.
Themis, you guys are so invested in Fresh's ugliness, meaning that no one could love him. Nope, that's not that. Fresh was married, and I believe this was before he became famous with money, other kind of money. I am sure there are many women who would actually love to be with him. I've never said no one would love him. I said she would love him.
She does not love him. She does not love him, and his ugliness it's not about physical. He has proven that his personality is ugly.
I mean, not just yes. That look, y'all can do whatever y'all want to do about ugly
Pretty
and
much,
beautiful
right.
or whatever physically. Y'all can get into that debate. If everyone is beautiful, everyone is beautiful. Like, it is what it is. If you want to believe that, you want to believe that. Like, there are plenty of ugly men in the world, and some of them are. Yes, people are. There are people
We know
like
that.
me. There are people like me who do not, like, I actually don't fundamentally care about how you look physically. If you are confident and you're smart, particularly if I believe you to be smarter than me, I don't care about how you look. So, okay, maybe that's not all the way true. That's not all the way true. But I do know that, like, no one is saying because you're not conventionally attractive that no one will love you. I feel like this is internalizing things that weren't really said. Like, I don't feel like I was saying this, but if you thought so, let me retract and say, if you are not conventionally attractive, I think beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, and the way that you show up sometimes will dictate how other people view you and be attracted to you. Physical beauty is just one aspect, and there are other parts of a person that could make them attractive.
Agreed.
I have an aunt that was married to an ugly man. Okay, so y'all know what ugly is then. So why are you mad at me? I'm so confused. so, period. I have an aunt that was married to an ugly man that everyone said she shouldn't marry. Most friends or relatives said she should marry him. She's still married happily, and many of them are divorced. I mean, good for her. Good for her.
We know that. We know that. We know that that is a fact of life, because the reality is social media has absolutely messed up the way we look at beauty, right? So,
and I mean, Beyonce, I believe at this stage, love Jay-Z, and love is something that can grow. But I don't believe love grew.
yeah, you can't tell me. I'm sorry, because
I don't. Yeah. Who's Abba?
I asked her if she's gonna have a boy. Does she know what she's gonna name him?
Oh my god. I don't know. Don't ask me this question because I haven't decided yet.
What about the name Abba?
Well, I got so many DMs already that they want to step in and they want to be the stepfather.
Already, niggas stepping in trying to be the stepdaddy.
Step in the name of love.
I will say this:
Step in the name of love.
if you end up having legal troubles and they sue you and whatever, if you name that kid after me, I'll pay for all your legal troubles. That's a promise. So if you need help financing a lawyer to fight off Fresh and Fit, man, you mean if Walter Jr. over there got the name Abba, I'll pay all the bills. I'll sleep.
All right, I'm gonna put my hat in the ring too. I'm gonna put that because this is petty, and I like petty. So if she does in fact name her child Abba and Preach in the middle of the name somewhere, I would also donate $50 to the fund. I only, I would only, I, only
They
$50
need to
though, 'cause I
stop.
don't know what that. I do not know what that legal bill is gonna cost, so I'm not about to put. No, I will. That's great on you, Abba. But I'll add 50. I'm sure other content creators will add some money to it. If you name the
Okay.
child, you have to name the child Abba, Abba, Abba and
A
Breed.
mess.
If she did that, that would be so petty and wrong. That would be so
He's
petty
trying
and
to
wrong.
he's trying to take a model after Russell. Go on then.
Not my name. Do not put mine. Just Abba and Preach. That's all. The gene pool, sorry, need a lifeguard. Beauty is currency. When women can see guys more clearly when they aren't so in love anymore. Time is 4 months for the love hormone to decrease. I do actually believe. I don't know how long it takes, but I do actually agree with you. Um, from the text message, it seems she got a different view of him than what he presents to the public. In private, he may be quite charismatic. Absolutely not. I refuse. I refuse to accept that he's charismatic in any light.
Yeah,
Anywhere.
charismatic, not so much. But did he tell her what he thought she wanted to hear? Absolutely.
Hey, listen. As far as I'm concerned, I think you deserve every dime.
What's her name? We don't know her last name.
Daisy. That's what we all call her. Okay.
He also offered that it was going to be closed on her end and open on his end. It's the same degenerate outside and inside for me. I don't. The way he spoke to her on the phone and like he's the same. He's the same man.
Imagine she named him Abba Preach Daisy.
I'm paying them legal fees. I will double the video output on this channel to pay for little Abba Preach Daisy to get all that child support. Every time. If that nigga's gonna have Walter's genetics, she deserves child support. Yeah, he gonna need every financial advantage to be able to make it in life, and he want Pug CEO's genetics.
I'm with it.
Okay? That's a promise, Daisy. Just drop our names. Even if it's just middle names, I'll take that. I just want my legacy to live on it. Yo, don't lie. That's gangster.
I said something.
I'll pay every dime.
I said something.
Oh, to be clear, guys, I'm not joking. I will pay for the lawyer if that baby has my name in it.
You don't even know how much a lawyer fee can be.
Bro, do you see how I live my life? You don't think I got money to spend? This will be one of the greatest hobbies I will ever undertake.
I was looking straight at the camera and I didn't flinch.
You better not. And I'll say this too. I'm going to also encourage her to make sure she shares custody. So that every time little Abba Preach Daisy go up to Walter, she goes, Papa, hey, my baby.
I put $50 there too. Only 50. I only got $50 for y'all. Lace and Coconut fans are sending the stepdad application. Period. As they should. Someone gonna need to take care of that child.
Okay.
Oh!
That's crazy.
Hey, listen, you know what they say, right? Revenge is a dish best served with some child support.
You're gonna have it.
Not revengeism, this is service of child support. By the way, this is a contract for service. And if she performs her end by naming the child their name, they have to pay up. Unless they retract their statement, they actually are on the hook if Daisy decided to
do it.
Mhm. I'm also on the hook for $50 if she does. I just put myself on the hook for $50.
That's crazy.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay. Have a good day.
All right, I'll stop. Couple things. So they'd had discussions in private. Text messages are right here.
Mm-hmm.
Where, okay, so a couple of weeks back, she'd taken a pregnancy test. This is like maybe a month and a half ago. And she goes, hey, listen, guys, at the end of the day, this is what I think. And this goes to all the guys who are watching at home, all right? If you guys want to do this thing where you go in and rock, because I know a lot of you guys like doing it, have conversations about whether or not she's on birth control.
Nope. If you don't
Not
want a
just
child,
her
don't do
being
it
on
at
birth
all.
control. Nope.
I don't. Yeah, if you don't want a child, don't do it at all.
Don't
All
do
right.
it.
So here we come to finally, Abba, Fresh and Fit, Lace Front and Coconut decided that they would address all of this mess. So let's hear what they had to say about all of this, which is not a lot because they brought in their attorney. They brought their attorney in. And I don't trust this man, not even like I can't throw this man, so I don't trust this man. The way he's speaking, by the way, I've met amazing attorneys who've spoken poorly and used really vulgar language. That's not necessarily what I am saying. However, if you go in front of a jury and the attorney come off as sexist in the way that this man comes off, it is very difficult for that attorney to defend you because they're going to disregard what he says. And so his approach to the conversation, being fans of Fresh and Fit, the way he speaks, it's you remember a while ago how Andrew Tate was talking about the kind of attorney he wanted? He was saying that, oh, I want an attorney. I don't care about the law. I want an attorney that's just going to get me off when I do something wrong and blame someone
Yes.
else. And I remember
Yes.
that, and this attorney fits that bill. And I don't know if you
Ew.
actually, I need to clarify something as sort of professional courtesy. I don't actually know this as a fact. I'm saying I'm interpreting his behavior as really distasteful. I'm not saying this as someone who studied law, being a lawyer in New York, or a law student, or any of that. I'm saying this as a regular resident, a citizen with any connection to the legal world. I am reducing myself in that way to say, if I'm a regular person who needed an attorney and I saw this man, I would run very far away from him. I just needed to put that out there. But that's not a professional sort of, that's not a professional in any way indictment on him. She will have a stepfather for the baby before she gives birth. The kings are about to fight over a period.
So, quick announcement before we get into the show, rumble.com/freshfit. As you guys know, that is the home base for us, CasClub.tv. Also, new Instagrams. Not Unplugged Fit is my new one that I just...
Here, man.
Yeah,
Special
facts.
guests.
Yeah.
We have academics, Andrew Wilson, PK Kirkland. Some of the guests we can't say right now, but all coming to the show live in
Live
person.
show April 26th.
Meet and greet, VIP will be there.
Yeah.
Speculating.
Speaking of facts, we got a special guest in the house, matter of fact.
we
We
do.
brought in the big guns for this one because
The
we knew...
best attorney for divorce and family matters, James Sexton in the house.
He's calling in from New York.
Gentlemen, it's all fun and games until the lawyer shows up, you know?
Yeah, man. Obviously, we ain't messing around on this one because, I mean,
It's serious.
you know, obviously we were making some jokes on the last week or whatever about it, but no, man, I mean, this is some pretty serious stuff. So
Yeah. This is you know, this is as serious gets. I appreciate you guys having me on. I've been talking to both of you for quite some time, and as soon as I can get myself out of a courtroom into Miami, I'm excited to spend some time with you. But
Please do.
yeah, when I spoke to Walter earlier today, I said, all right, well, you know what? I think I got to jump on and be the one to say a few things because I know he is dying to say a whole bunch of things, and a lot of those things he got to discuss with me that are subject to attorney-client privilege. But to then share them with the world right now is a challenging kind of a thing and would be absolutely against my advice. Sorry to spoil the party to everyone who wanted to hear all the salacious details at this moment. However, there are some things that need to be said, and I'm happy to say them. What I'll say, first of all, is you know what? I have good news and I have bad news. You've had a hell of a week, so I'm going to let you pick what you want first. You want the good news first? You want the bad news first?
Man, it's been tough, bro. You know what? Just give me good news, bro. Give us the good news, man.
Good news? Okay, Here's the good news. There's a lot of question as to when a man can truly say he's successful. You know, I have a client who's worth $8 billion. I represent professional athletes, celebrities, primarily because I'm based in New York City. I represent a lot of people in finance, hedge fund people, crypto people. And there's always a question about when are you really successful? Is it your first 10 million when you become an 8-figure kind of guy? Is it the first time you buy a Lambo and you pay cash for it? Is it the first time you fly private? Is it the first time you buy a jet? Is it when is it? And what I will say as someone who's been practicing family law for 25 years is, a man is really not truly successful until the 304s come out of the woodwork and say, I have your baby. I'm pregnant with your baby. I need to talk to you about the baby. What are we going to do about the baby? And
The fact that this man said 304s, that's just an immediate no.
This is, to
No.
me, wild. But I think it is important. Like, whenever I'm looking for a professional opinion, I don't want them to be my fan. I told a story about me having to leave my therapist because my therapist seemed to be so, like, I was going to say kind, but I don't want my therapist to be unkind, right? But I don't want you to, like, always be boosting me up. I don't want you to always be rubbing my ego and, like, telling me how great I am. I want the truth. And I wouldn't be putting my attorney on camera. Look, it's not happening, right? And so watching this and the language he's using, it's not just from my perspective, it doesn't seem like he's there to give advice or help them in the way that we see generally attorney and client engagement. This feels like a promotion for his business, in that he's speaking the language of the men he thinks are watching so that he can connect with them and get more clients. He's speaking the language that will get both fresh and fit caught up in believing him and believing that he's one with them. And so this feels more like a sales slash PR moment for him. And the reason I say that is to say 304s so openly and unabashedly as a professional, speaking in a very professional setting right now, because you're representing your clients to their audience as a kind of public relations for Coconut, right? To be in this position, expressing yourself this way is very childish to me. And unless you're doing it as a promo for yourself and your company and feeding into what these men already believe to get them to believe you and trust you and come to you, this does not make any sense. Mind you, I do actually see this engagement very differently than I see lead attorney. While I disagree with the lead attorney, if the lead attorney had a client and did this, oh, I would be dragging. I would be dragging too. But he's giving commentary. He's just a lawyer giving commentary, the lead attorney, right? Where this man is in some ways currently representing his client talking this way. That is wild to me. It feels extraordinarily unprofessional. Again, speaking purely from a regular citizen perspective, not anyone with any authority. I'm saying that for a very specific reason. He's using manosphere slang. He's hoping to get more of these shameless incels money by, yeah, that's exactly what I
this
think
right here. That's exactly what that feels like. He's got a demographic that he now has tapped into, and I'm curious what his roster of clients look
Yeah.
like.
How can he get clients without giving his name? They did. They gave his name and his law firm.
Surprisingly, instead of having that conversation like a civilized human being with a working prefrontal cortex, most of the time what they choose to do is to post it on social media, because that's absolutely what a good future mom, potentially, or rational human being who's not just looking to shake someone down for money would do. You'd go right to social media. It certainly isn't the kind of thing a clout-chasing no one would do. So ultimately, I want to congratulate you. That's the good news, is that you have officially arrived, my friend, and you are sitting among some of the greatest, most celebrated, wealthiest people in the world, many of whom I have represented, but you never heard anything really about it other than the little momentary blip that it came up, if at all, because they did what is now unfortunately going to be the bad news. And that is, there are two words, my friend, that are not in your vocabulary currently, and they haven't been for years, and it's the reason why you're successful. But you need to repeat those two words after me, so let's practice together right now. Ready? No.
No.
Comment.
Oh, comment. Okay. Okay.
No.
No.
Comment.
Comment. All right. All right.
I'm sorry. If this was my attorney, I wouldn't have repeated that. I would have just sat there and said, girl, if you don't get to the point,
Yes. Please.
I don't have, so if I were them, I'd be like, girl, I have nothing to say. I have nothing to push back. I can understand why you would bring an attorney on to say, I can't speak on this. This is a legal matter. Here's my attorney. I am proving that I can't talk about this. Know that I have, this is what they're doing, by the way. I can't talk about it. This is why I can't talk about it, because my attorney advised me to not talk about it. But if I could, know that I have receipts on receipts to tell you that she's lying and this is all a scam, blah, blah, blah. They don't have that. So in order to hide that they don't have it, they're hiding behind their attorney, which is not a dumb move. This is actually quite clever on their part, because now we have an authority figure saying, look, they could really drag this girl. They could really drag her and prove that she's lying. They got it. But because this is a legal matter, a legal proceedings, they're prevented from showing their receipts. We don't believe. We the people do not believe you.
Do not at all.
Okay, so you got to learn to say that. And it's really unfortunate because I know you are dying to talk about many of the things, many of the counter narrative, the facts as opposed to the fictions, the way that things are weaponized and weaponized inappropriately, the massive holes in stories, that there's a lot to be discussed. But revenge is a dish best served cold. Right now, there are civil and criminal penalties for the kinds of behaviors that we're looking at right now. So I want...
Her story is that she got pregnant by him and he doesn't want to take care of the child. That's her story. Where's the hole in that story? There's a lot of hole. Where's the hole? There is no hole in her story, actually. If she's not pregnant, that's a huge hole. Right? So period.
Right.
However, if she's pregnant, if she's pregnant with Walter's child, let's be specific. What's the hole in the story? Blabbering on for no reason. There is no hole in her story if she's in fact pregnant with her child.
Especially because he made sure that the relationship was closed on her end. There's really no hole.
I want you as your counsel. And again, you're free to ignore my advice. Plenty of times people ignore my advice. And sometimes I'm grateful when they do it because it creates a lot more chaos, which makes me a lot more money. Peace does not make me any money. Chaos makes me money. But I'm telling you, my advice to you, and I've said this to you earlier privately, is there has to be, for the moment, no specific comment. There really has to be, because the level of issues that are being caused right now by a third party in terms of what they are exposing themselves to. There's an old saying, never interrupt the enemy when they're in the process of committing suicide. And this is a situation where you are, as much as I know, you are dying to get the counter narrative and the facts out there, the reality out there, as opposed to the garbage that's out there right now.
Yeah.
An intelligent, strategic, successful man knows that irrationality, impulsivity, and emotionalism are luxuries reserved for the ladies. They are not for an intelligent, strategic, thoughtful man who is making tactical moves on the advice of counsel. So that is
emotion.
The intelligent man he's referring to. Who is that?
No. Emotions and outrage and being unhinged is something for the women. Strategic men don't do that. Strategic men.
Are they in the room with us?
Are jellyfish. No fucking spine. And that's the reason why a lot of you motherfuckers are fat, triple chin, neck bearded, pieces of shit, fucking dorks with no money, and no one fucking respects you because you motherfuckers don't stand for nothing. If I stand with Fresh, I die with Fresh. It is what it is. Okay? It is what it is, you motherfuckers. Oh shit, it's getting shaky. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave. I got 20 fucking real estate properties so I can tell motherfuckers, fuck you. My net worth is over $6 fucking million. I get money residually. I don't fucking need to do this shit, and I don't need to fucking sell my soul. I stand with my fucking friends. Period. All right? Some of you motherfuckers need to get a fucking spine, you jellyfish, SpongeBob, in a fucking pineapple house. Pieces of shit. It pisses me off how soft all you motherfuckers are, bro. It's ridiculous. You motherfuckers haven't stepped in the gym in 3 weeks trying to tell me how to fucking be loyal to my fucking friends. I'm not going anywhere. All right? I'm tired of you motherfuckers. Will you finish? Will you finish? He's what you do. He's what you do. Well, fuck you. All right? I don't need to make a fucking cent off this fucking podcast. I'm fine. My real estate will take care of me because I knew that if I want to say what the fuck I want to say and not sell my soul, I need to go ahead and bring the residual income coming in every fucking month so I can sit here and tell you fucking haters, fuck you. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to say what the fuck I want to say, and I don't give a fuck what anybody got to say. I cannot be bought. I have my soul. I have my spine. I have my integrity. I got my 10 toes and my 2 feet. And I fucking stand where the fuck I'm going to stand. And if I die there, I'll die there with a smile on my face because I can look in the fucking mirror and be happy with the man that I see. You pussy motherfuckers. You fucking losers that sit there and say, oh, it's getting rocky, Byron. You should leave. Why do you stay by Sneaker? Do you stay by the Tate? Do you still think they're the Trumpers? Chris is the idiot. Why are you still there? Chris Trickster him. Hey, shut the fuck up. That's why no one respects you, motherfucker.
The fact that he's like, I don't care, but he can repeat literally every bad comment, and he included the part that Fresh is an idiot. The fact that he included that specific comment that they keep getting.
Stand by your man.
Period. So the attorney is saying that only women do this. Intelligent, good men who are strategic don't go emotionally unhinged. But he doing it. So let's continue. I don't like the song that I put at the back. It's my rock song because I was trying to get people amped up. The thing is, I don't believe him, right? And so when you're angry and you're frustrated, you don't look around for permission. You just go off, right? And he's going off looking around for permission. So we don't believe you. You should have taken this should have been the first take. This should have been in the draft, and then you should have kept doing it over and over and over again. When your voice is raspy and you're getting it, then we would feel it. Like, you are not even sounding raspy. It's like, I am mad. Like, you're very controlled tonally, and your volume is very controlled. Like, you gotta go there. You have to really go there. When I was in drama class, they were teaching me how to yell. And unfortunately, I can't yell without losing my voice, right? So, like, I couldn't do this more than one take, but I feel like he could do this. You could have taken multiple takes and really invest in, like, yelling and really taking it emotionally to the next place, as opposed to, like, whatever this is. Like, we don't believe it. So I'm going to continue to play it because, girl, period. This is going to be my commercial break. So let me drop a violin in there.
All that mattered was that side profile where you could see how well his lace was laid. I mean, the waves. Beautiful.
Period.
Because you don't stand for anything. If there's anything you guys can learn from this fucking podcast, learn this. We've been through hell together. We had people come at us. We've had death threats at us. People fucking laugh at every time we fucking go through some bullshit. People make allegations on us. People have tried to absolutely fucking destroy us. You know who was around me the whole fucking time? These fucking guys. So you motherfuckers can say whatever the fuck you want to say. I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna stand by the guys that stand by me. Because you fucking pieces of shit aren't fucking there when I'm going through it. You pieces of shit aren't fucking there when I'm fucking figuring out what the fuck I'm gonna do. Because we got demons in. You motherfuckers weren't there when everyone in their fucking mom came at us. You motherfuckers weren't there when I got the false accusation against me. You motherfuckers weren't there when this bitch lied and said that I got her pregnant when I fucking did it. And then you dumbasses, 3 years later, with some bitch that makes the same fucking allegations again. You fucking idiots. I'm not going anywhere. I'm standing right fucking here. Alright? These guys were with me in my darkest times. I'm not gonna fucking leave them in their darkest times. Fuck you motherfuckers. I got my real estate, I got my money, I'm fine. I'm not going anywhere. I can't be bought.
That was real. That was real talk from the heart. W. Myron, you broke the glass, and maybe the TV. Okay.
Not he did all of that, walked off and left, and left Coconut by himself. Coconut looking around like what he's supposed to do. Coconut is literally
What am I supposed
looking
to
around. Coconut is like, what am I supposed to do with this? So
A mess.
the
A
attorney
mess.
said only women have emotional outbursts like this, and that there is a counter narrative that apparently Fresh and Fit has, but the attorney, is not allowing them to put it out unless Fresh and Fit, Lace Front and Coconut, unless they have evidence that she's not pregnant by Coconut, unless they have that kind of evidence. What counter narrative, girl? Where is the counter narrative? There's no narrative. If she is pregnant by Fresh, then she wins. Like, what do you mean? That's why I stand by your man, Myron. Period. Like, I don't know what I was going to say this pastor, this lawyer is saying. The boat should calm down before he blows the gasket through his man unit. Period. Is he finished or is he done? He found his pillar and period. The pillar and pillow. Go, best friend. That's my best friend. Yes, you better. I feel like I want to drop Boosie's song on there.
That's my little rant. That is my little caveat. And I'm glad you gave me the chance to say it.
I gotta say one thing though.
Yeah.
First and foremost,
We do have the phone call.
we do have the phone call, but I will say this: I personally should not have nutted within a 304 like this. Now, granted, things happen, whether true or not. But like you said, James, I'll keep my mouth shut because that's an.
But you didn't keep
Wait.
your mouth shut. You're an idiot.
Yo, he is so dumb. He's actually dumb. What?
Yes.
You don't have a counter narrative. You just admitted on your own show.
Yes.
Like you can say
Yes.
everything. Like you could have said the other things were AI. You could have lied. You could have whatever. But now on your own show, edited by you, you said I should not have done that in A3. So you could be the father. Got it. She wasn't lying. If she's pregnant by you, like it makes sense because you did what it would take to get her pregnant for you. And you just admitted it. You don't have a counter narrative. You literally don't have a unless you have proof that she is not girl. Unless you have proof that she's not pregnant by like you just like if I were her, I'm clipping this.
Yes, immediately.
Because, like, I don't think anyone didn't believe her. We all believed because he didn't deny it in the text, right?
Right.
So, like, now you just own that you definitely did this thing that could get her pregnant. She's saying she's pregnant. If you don't have evidence that she's not pregnant, then you don't have an argument right now. And
Just
by the way,
dumb.
the height of hypocrisy is you who teaches men about quote unquote 304s. The fact that you are saying I shouldn't have done that to a 304 is wild, nasty, disgusting work because it highlights one, your hypocrisy, but two, you can't even uphold the mantle that you are telling other men to uphold. You failed in your own teaching. Now, let's take it to the second part. You calling her a 304 is disgusting because we saw you on camera kissing her, telling her how much you love her and you will miss her, and text with her, taking her to your family to meet your family. You are calling her a 304, whatever, is completely reductive to me, and it should signal to your fans and the people watching you that you are useless in this department of telling people who to watch out for. You can't call someone a 304 and then have a relationship with them that was very public facing, kissing her, telling her you love her, and then doing that could get her pregnant, and then being on your show calling her 304. Like, why would you do that? Like, you calling her that only highlights how idiotic you are.
And who's the real 304? Just dumb.
Again, I don't expect his fans. They're dragging but they're not leaving.
Good.
And the reason
He's
is
not
they're
leaving.
not,
No. Mm-mm.
yeah, no, they're not leaving because they're not there actually for advice and they don't care about principle, right? So, like, they're
Right.
kind of just there for the entertainment of it all. So, they don't actually have to uphold any kind of principle. And that's so unfortunate. Oh, she's a 3 of 1. He's the one with the over 1,000 bodies.
Allegedly.
Info here I want to share with the chat.
You know, this record, I have to tell you, the recording we are discussing, and in all of these situations, when there is a recording of this kind, which there always is, because why would you be recording the conversation unless you plan to use that to stick somebody up?
Yeah.
You know, normal, rational human beings who are acting in good faith don't record their conversations. You know, especially too when they're being mindful of the fact that there's a difference between a one-party state and a two-party state when it comes to consent for recordings, and that, again, it's a felony in the state of Florida to record a conversation without the consent of the other party. And if you then publish it, that's a separate felony. So that's 2 felonies for the price of 1. But again, the reality here is, if you want to play the recording, go ahead. People have heard it.
Okay, didn't this same attorney say revenge is a dish best served cold? You don't intervene when the opposing team is hanging themselves. Didn't he say we shouldn't be specific and make comments and tell them our plan? Isn't that what you're doing? You literally just outlined your plan to attack her. You literally just told her what you
outlined your plan, and then your client said,
I just can't. That's grounds for her for breach a character of defamation lawsuit right there, and he's a lawyer. Like, I'm just sitting here confused as to what it is that he just did. After talking about be quiet, we can't be too specific, you literally gave her the specific claim that you're going to make. You literally just told, like, what do you mean? Wait, maybe he had that vasectomy that they promote. It is possible. Look, I'm assuming, like, if you have to have some kind of proof, because this is wild. This is teetering on defamation for real, for real. But she needs to prove that she's pregnant, and if she's not, then period, and that the child is his. And if you can prove both those things, then I don't know what they're doing, because he already all but agreed that he impregnated her.
pretty much.
Listen to it. You know what? Congratulations. You're important enough of a person that people actually pay attention when someone's talking about you. And that is in and of itself an accomplishment. There are a whole lot of guys right now who a girl is.
I mean, LCM, he would, because he is representing himself as their attorney. Not there, but Walter's.
Calling them and saying, you know, I'm having a baby and it's definitely yours. And nobody cares. No one would care. No one's interested. Everyone's just looking at it going, okay, whatever, it happens. The reality is, in your situation, everybody's very interested in this. Everybody wants to talk about it. But again, the reality for you is there are civil and criminal remedies for the kinds of things that are happening here.
Yeah.
And they're not to be leveled at you. So,
girl, what do you mean the kinds of things that are happening here? You literally just told us exactly what they were. Like, you told us your case. You told us your complaint. We know what to expect when you file your complaint, girl. We know exactly what you're going to file. You told her. Now she can go and say, oh, I actually told him that while I was in the US, I, in fact, wanted to learn English, and we consented that I would record all our calls so that I could learn English from what I said. So I know what I said and what was said, and I never missed an opportunity to understand. Also, she might not have been in Florida while this is happening. She could have been in New York, like, or Texas. And if there's geolocation, she could have been on a VPN.
Yep. Yep. My Wendy Williams. Yep.
None of this is legal advice.
So he's going to end up paying child support and this attorney. I love this for him.
In theory, the CDC should petition them to practice celibacy.
If we want to listen to that recording, you want to play that recording for anybody who's been under a rock and didn't get to hear it, fine. The only context I would give before.
Also, if she felt like she was in danger, this could be useful as a recording, telling someone the mortality rate, all the unaliving, I'm sorry. In truth, like with all the women being unalived when they're pregnant, right? This is like wild. It's wildly outrageous. So I would not be surprised if she was afraid that she would be harmed. Which she asked, what are you doing? Are you planning to harm me and my baby? And she could be in reasonable fear of her life. And so this was the only way she could think of to protect herself. To make it public, to record him. How does this attorney know she wasn't calling from Georgia, DC, or Virginia? In those days, you don't need a permission to record Chinese queen.
Ooh-wee. Moderators, we're late for the meeting. Just FYI.
Oh yeah. All right. So, anywho, tomorrow we will finish watching this. Please remind me that we're at 12 minutes and 57 seconds because I do actually have to go to the moderators meeting. We don't have a lot to talk about today, but we have to go. All right. Bye. Like yeah. Not cancel the meeting. No, I have to talk about a video that I'm doing. We have to talk about
we have
a
to
video.
plan because you're going to be gone. So we have to.
Yeah.
We have to meet.
All right. So thank you all so much for being here. Tomorrow night, I can't set a time because it is what it is. I would come back after the meeting, but like my head hurt. These twists are twisting, and my head is hurting. So we'll just watch this only tomorrow. When I come back tomorrow night, we will watch the rest of this. Can we watch Salem tonight? Because I do actually after the meeting, I kind of want to decompress and do some research.
Salem, yeah. I'm just waiting for my food to get here.
All right, cool. All right, bye everyone, and moderators. See you all in the meeting.